strangers to scandal.
Opie and Anthony on satellite radio.
Show's host Anthony Camilla and Greg
Opie, huge
controversial team.
Comment.
profanity linked Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony apologizing for yet another raunchy gag. The Opie and Anthony show.
Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
We still love doing radio, by the way.
Love it!
You heard it here, folks.
What I like about our show, it's fun and safe at the same time.
We're popular! See, we rule on the radio.
We have a good 40 minutes, an average 120, an hour of filler, and an hour of dread.
What the fuck is going on? Stereo Hector.
And you, I don't go to your job and look all the dick that you work with.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to be starstruck.
Who gives a shit?
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Well, a lot of people lose today. You know they were taking bets out there, Ann, if we were going to make it in today? Bets. Had a big movie premiere last night that we were invited to.
Go screw.
And everyone's like, oh, man, they're going to use that as an excuse to take a day off.
Stop it. Stop it.
No. We got to do the right thing and talk about Kevin Smith's new movie, Cop Out.
Wow.
Holy shit.
What a piece of garbage. No. Teasing, of course.
Can you imagine?
I know, having
after
to come
the big
out and
invite. And I always think that. That's why I don't want to be invited to things.
If life sucks, you got to, fake it.
Yeah, if you've been following the Kevin Smith Cop Out thing, at first, Ed and I weren't sure if we were going to be invited to the premiere. And usually we just shut our mouths, but the movie looked good. Jim Norton's in it, and we know all the players. And we're like, we kind of want to see. We want to go. So we pushed a little bit on this one. Can you imagine if the movie sucked? What position we would be in right now?
And I'd sit there going like, well, it had these moments that were really, God, okay, we got to lie. No lying.
New York looked really good in the film. That was filmed wonderfully.
I will start by saying, yes, as far as Kevin Smith's directing goes, his best directed movie he's ever done.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really good. And it's very well directed.
There's a million, edits?
Yeah.
In a good way.
He edited the whole thing, too.
He did, right? It goes shot to shot to shot to shot to shot.
And he's got good camera moves and kind of this, almost artsy look to some of the scenes where there's a little bit of slow motion and stuff. And Kevin's fucking trying some shit out.
Well, the movie itself was really good.
Was really fucking good. Funny.
I don't know why we're teasing it.
Action.
This Cop Out is I think it's gonna do well.
I think so too.
I think people are gonna enjoy the hell out of it. Tracy Morgan is just beyond hilarious in this movie. Freaking Bruce Willis plays more of a straight man, but gets some funny lines in and just controls all the action because that's what Bruce Willis does.
You know what it completely reminded me of is when I first saw 48 Hours.
Yeah.
Like when I first sat down and watched 48 Hours in the fucking theater, it was just like one of those, the gruff guy, kind of straight guy, the funny black guy, and the couple of other cops in the precinct that are constantly treating the two other guys like assholes, the fucking captain that is the scumbag. That it's got all of those things. It's an homage to those 80s buddy cop movies, but done so well and so up to date,
right?
That it just fucking works. The music is good in it, perfect for the mood of the movie.
The gangsters are great.
Yeah, the gangsters are really good. They're like the typical bad fucking gangster guys from those movies.
Right.
And they made it work because it's so fucking funny. Every scene is a laugh.
And there's a lot of action in the movie and a lot of violence. And the violence is really good.
Yep.
Because a lot of times when you see a comedy with violence, they kind of cop out.
Gloss over it.
They kind of cop out on the violence.
Oh, you.
But not in this movie, man. I don't want to give any spoilers away.
No spoilers.
But the violence was right on too. So you get the violence, you get the comedy, you get Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott was hysterical.
I think he's coming in tomorrow.
He was really fucking funny in that.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis, like you said, like a straight guy, but total action guy. So when there's that action gunfire sequences and shit, he's right there with that.
Right.
And Tracy, just out of his mind fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was acting.
It was good. And Jimmy Norton, let me tell you. I did see Jimmy Norton.
Also called the linchpin of the film.
Yes, the whole movie hinges on Jimmy.
Your longest scene yet in movies.
Yeah, I heard I was on screen for a few seconds, and then they used my voice to bleed into the. I'm glad I made it into the film.
You were more than a few seconds, I think.
My face, I mean, like I heard my voice was on.
Yeah, no.
Well, if it wasn't for you, the story couldn't advance.
Well, they did. If it wasn't for me,
talk to you.
If it wasn't for me, the movie would have ended in Brooklyn. They would have went. Nowhere to go from here.
Yeah, exactly.
And it would have been a 40-minute film. Do you understand? Bruce and Tracy didn't know what to do until I gave them the info.
Yeah, imagine you refused to do your scene. I'm just not going to do it, but we can't film anything else.
Or I give them the wrong info and send them somewhere else. We don't have. We can't film there.
Well, cold case.
Yeah,
it's done.
You need to go to Antarctica. Cut.
That's not what we need from you, sir. Well, there's a lot of shock already, Ant. So why don't we start with Coke Logic? Because there was something in the first few minutes that he picked up on.
Oh, okay.
Coke Logic.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Theater?
What?
We stepped over each other.
Yeah.
And went to a theater?
Oh, a theater.
Is this the first movie theater you've been to?
And since the last premiere.
Which was what?
I think the last Kevin Smith movie.
Which was... Zach and Miri?
Oh, wait, I didn't go to that one. Maybe the one before that.
Get the safe to say.
What was the Kevin Smith movie before Zach and Miri?
Wait, you haven't been to a movie theater in well over a year?
Oh, hells yeah. Wow. It's been over a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually in the theater, or did you set up a private room in back with a TV and a bootleg copy?
No. It was in the very huge screening theater. Giant.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it was full of the likes of me, celebrities. That's why. It was just fancy, hoity-toity people. No riffraff. Although, since it was a movie with, Jesus Christ, mental block, hi.
Whoa.
Tracy Morgan. Holy shit. Since it was a Tracy Morgan movie, there were a few brothers in there.
There were a lot of brothers.
A few of the brothers, representing.
There were some scary people in there. And I learned, I think not Kevin, I think Kenny told me, actually. What they do is they have a line outside the theater where people line up. And those people get to go in. They figure out how many tickets are left over of people that didn't come to the premiere. Yeah. And then they let the standby line in. And those are basically movie-loving animals.
That's just riffraff.
Movie-loving lunatics.
Well, it was, it's different than going to just going to a movie. You know, It's all the celebrities, and then Kevin Smith gets up front before the movie starts, and he talked for about 20 minutes or so, and gave thank yous to a bunch of people, and, threw a few funny jokes in about him getting kicked off the airplane. Right. Shit like that. and it was good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, he was peppering
some
of that into his speech.
Yeah. And then, when the movie starts, people are just, they're not going to be rude. It's not like you're going to sit there and have somebody yapping on their phone or fucking around. You can't. There's like security walking around the place. So that's the way every movie should be, but isn't. So that's why I don't go to the movies.
Well, their security wasn't that good because I got this whole cop-out movie on my HD flip, man.
Oh, did you?
Oh, my God.
Good?
It looks amazing.
Yeah? High def?
High def. I brought my high def flip in there, and I'm going downtown with this copy, if you know what I mean.
You got the applause when Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan come on the screen for the first time? It's so weird to see people applaud at a movie.
Well,
because the people they're applauding are there.
They're right there in the theater.
Yeah.
That's what's weird about going to a premiere, too, because you don't know if people are, like, pumping up their laughs because the people that they're watching are sitting in the theater.
Look, I'm laughing at your part.
Yeah, exactly.
But it really was. It really wasn't.
Every time an actor came on screen for the first time, his his little pocket of friends and family, they had to applaud, so the applause was coming from all over the theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden it's just the New York City vendor guy, and he has a couple of his family members in theater, so now they have to clap for him, even though he doesn't even have a speaking role. But damn, this movie's going to do very, very, very well.
It really will. It's really good, really funny.
We have the worst luck. Me and my wife there. We're sitting right behind the 30 Rock people.
Yeah.
You don't really watch 30 Rock?
No.
But Kenneth and the rest of them were right there. The only one that Tina Fey and Alec Baldwin were the only ones, but everyone else was pretty much right in front of me. And Tracy Morgan has two of his friends that are in 30 Rock that are, honestly, they're probably almost 7 foot tall.
Oh, shit.
2 7 foot tall black guys sat right in front of me and my girl.
So you really kind of missed the bottom half of the movie? Is that?
Yeah, because there was only just a few subtitles.
Yeah.
You know, and I needed to actually get out of my seat to go, to look over their heads to read the subtitles.
You got to be more assertive, man. Like, just take your hand in the back of the head and go move.
Yeah. And then throw some N-bombs in it, too, if that helps.
Wait, Alec Baldwin was there with...
No,
they weren't there.
Okay. Well, maybe they were. I didn't see them. Kelly Ripa was sitting right behind me. Who else did we see? Rick Fox.
At the party.
Yes, Rick Fox.
The ex-Los Angeles Laker. And he used to, I think, bang Vanessa Williams. I think they were married, right?
Oh,
I think so. Yeah. Who else was there?
Oh, my God.
Kevin Pollak.
Motherfucker.
Anthony and Kevin Pollak had a moment.
I just... I swear to God. Look, I like Kevin Pollak in movies. I think in Usual Suspects, he was very good in that.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a comic.
Casino.
Does impressions. Casino, he was in that. I mean, you know, I go up to, you know, shake his hand. We're all of, you know, similar ilk, as Jim likes to say. Yeah, right. And I got what I call the 90-degree handshake. It's where his arm goes out 90 degrees from his body. He is looking 90 degrees forward from his arm and shakes my hand without even turning his head. He gave me the Dennis Leary.
Oh, the famous
Remember the Dennis Leary at the bar in Boston?
I remember.
Kevin Pollak, the new Dennis Leary with me.
How did it go, though?
It was like he was hanging out there. I was hanging out in the same area. Nothing was going on. So I was like, Kevin, great job. You know, great job with the movie. It's really funny. Thank you. And his hand came out. He couldn't be bothered to turn his body and even look at who acknowledged his work and who he was shaking hands with.
You could have been, I don't know, the fucking executive producer.
It didn't matter to him who the fuck I was.
He doesn't know whose hand he shook.
I could have been the head of Warner Brothers or the fucking popcorn vendor. And anyone in between. And he just could give a shit.
You know, I think that's going to bite him on the ass. I really do.
Well, I hope so.
You do get the last laugh because we've said no to Kevin Pollak many, many times.
And maybe he recognized that, the fact that we say no whenever he asks to be on this very program.
Well, he was on once.
To plug his comic gigs.
He was on once, and quite frankly, there was no chemistry between us and Mr. Pollak. And I know he's a very talented guy.
Well, you know something? He does these impressions, and you think they were the real people.
Who does he do?
But he does a great Shatner. He does a great Columbo, Peter Falk. Those are like his trademark.
He does a lot. He does a lot of
impressions.
He
does good impressions. Oh, you do them?
We know that, so it's like it's already covered on this show.
Do a Shatner. Let me see.
The chef, the man is, wait. Bones.
The ship the men is, wait, Bones.
Well.
All right.
Spock, I have to go.
Oh, wow.
Spock, my force field fell.
Perfect. Yeah, so he completely blew me off. But I didn't care because The highlight of my night, not meeting Bruce Willis and at the bar.
You met Bruce Willis?
Right at the bar, me and Bruce Willis hanging.
Yeah,
why not?
What do you guys talk about?
Oh my God! What didn't we talk about is that I could cover that quicker. What didn't we talk about? Me and Bruce Willis.
How much FaceTime did he get with Bruce Willis? I mean, because he's the big star of the movie.
You know something? When you're in that surreal kind of attitude, or conversation with somebody, you really time. What is it? Sometimes an hour seems like 10 seconds. Sometimes 10 seconds seems like an hour.
To Bruce, I'm sure it did.
Jesus. Look, it's fantastic. That's all I need. But it wasn't even Bruce Willis.
So you reach too high, my friend.
No, I don't.
Because I talked to the...
I'm a go-getter.
I talked to the lesser knowns. I talked to the ones on the way up. You know Po Boy's little brother in the film?
Yeah.
He's a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
I forgot his name already. I talked to him for a few minutes.
I talked with of course, people are calling him Stifler. I love when people just go, "Hey, Stifler, hey, Stifler."
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
He A, recognized us.
He's very cool,
and B, was excited to talk to us. Came up to us and was talking.
He's a very good guy. It seems.
He seems like a really good guy.
Like and funny as fuck in this movie.
Yeah.
But all those people...
He steals a lot of scenes.
All those people meant nothing to me.
Really?
Yes. Michele Trachtenberg. The beautiful Michele Trachtenberg. I love that little Jew.
I don't...
She was Buffy's little sister on... the series, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I never saw Buffy.
She was Harriet the Spy in Harriet the Spy many, many years ago. See, that's her right there.
Oh, she's Bruce Willis's daughter in the film.
In the movie, yes.
Oh, okay, I know her. I just didn't know her by name.
Oh.
I saw her in the film last night.
Yeah.
You saw her live?
When we started just fucking making out, I was beside myself. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. She's a little potty mouth.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, boy, some of the stuff coming out of her mouth. Talking about ass sex.
What are you talking about?
I swear.
No one's going to believe you.
I don't care if anyone believes me. I was there, and I fucking heard it, and it was great.
Wait, you heard it because you were eavesdropping?
Why would I eavesdrop on her? What am I going to do, like a fucking creep, just skulk around?
So you talked to her?
Of course I did.
You made out with her?
It's fantastic.
You made out with her?
Well, I might not have made out with her.
But you talked about
I was close enough to make out with her.
Wait a minute. You talked ass sex with her?
Well, I heard her say it.
To who?
Well, I don't know. She's so hot. Look at her. Look at her big blue eyes.
Yeah, she's pretty ridiculous. Did you really talk to her?
Briefly. but I look at it as breaking the ice, Opie.
Do you?
So the next time I have a common, like, hey.
Why do you set yourself up to be disappointed?
I don't know, because I like people.
I know Tracy Morgan pretty well over the years. I just kind of nodded to him, said, "Hey, man." And he goes, "Ah," and that was it. I knew that's it. I knew that was it.
I saw Tracy right when he got out of the limo.
Right.
I was like, "Tracy." He's like, "Hey, motherfucker. What you up to?"
In his red jumpsuit?
I'm here to see a movie.
He was doing the Run DMC look.
Yeah, do I aim too high? Is that it? Look at
No, I don't think aim too high. I think...
Oh, yeah.
You seemed like you were getting along well when you said, "Hi, I'm Anthony. Could I have a picture?" And I took a picture. I took a picture of them, too.
Yes, I got to get that one.
I'll see about that.
Let's see. That's a very good question. Dave in Easton. Dave?
Dave.
Hey, how you doing?
Good morning, Dave.
Boys.
Hey.
Hey, Anthony, I was wondering, maybe did you take your, trainer with you?
Yeah, did you bring the male trainer? People want to know.
Why would I bring a trainer to the... Oh, punch that one up. Why would I bring a trainer to the premiere?
Counting
That's
your calories.
silly.
Yeah, I know, Dave.
No, I was dateless.
We heard you, Dave.
I was the lonely guy.
Wow, look at that picture of her, Aunt, huh?
Oh.
What would you do with that spot on her?
I would touch her boobies.
But what would you do with the spot in between the
in the
boobies?
middle?
Yeah.
That's where my jism would go. I smell restraining order. Well.
So I guess...
look at the picture. I like the one upper right. No, over now.
She's 8.
Oh, look, that was many years ago.
Look at the puffy lips, huh?
Yep, those didn't go away.
She got some nice puffy lips. So this movie should do very well for Kevin Smith,
Yes.
Bruce Willis, Tracy Morgan, Jim Norton, Sean William Scott,
Yep.
and a bunch of very talented actors.
A bunch of Hispanic people.
I don't know their
played
names.
great evil criminals.
Fucking Po' Boy. Po' Boy was very, very good in the movie.
Adrian Brody was in the movie, too. I don't know if he was at the... I didn't see him at the... I didn't go to the premiere.
Brody
So
was in the movie.
Yes.
Did you see Adrian
I
Brody?
did
He was
not
Kevin
see
Pollak's partner.
That was Adrian Brody?
That was Adrian Brody.
No fucking way.
What? Who's Adrian Brody then?
Adrian Brody. He was... he won an Oscar.
Hold the phone.
Wait, now I'm really confused.
That could not have been him. Did he get a nose job?
No, that's not him.
That's Adrian Brody. Yeah.
What does he play?
He's the guy with the boots.
Kevin Pollak's partner?
That's what I said. Yeah, he
that
was.
can't be
That
him.
That's
didn't
Adrian
look like,
Brody.
did he get a nose job?
I don't know.
That can't be him.
That's him.
Because it did not even resemble him. His nose.
Hold on a minute.
No, I gotta say no.
I would bet a lot of money that wasn't Adrian Brody.
I'll bet you a kiss.
It's impossible. What are they saying he played in Cop Out? Did they take him out of the movie and replace him?
And put another guy in? Because I was looking at that guy going,
No.
that's funny, very good, but
Where's Adam Brody?
Adam Brody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh my
That was
God.
freaking me out. I'm like, wait, the guy had like a smaller nose.
Yeah, that guy was in the movie. His name's Adam Brody.
didn't look like him at all.
Adam Brody's a little different than Adrian Brody. Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah,
my
that
mistake.
was. Oh my God, that's
My mistake.
Well, I haven't...
Yeah.
I did see it.
You see the scene with Johnny Norton?
I was too busy looking at Ted Willis. Did you know I was dead for the entire film? Yeah, my mistake.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Well, I haven't seen the final cut. I was unable to go yesterday because of work.
Ann said it. It was, I mean, I know he's a friend of ours, but it was well directed. I mean, wow.
Yeah,
I want to see what the music and all that stuff
shot
is.
really nicely. Ann said it all.
I like
we don't have
the,
to repeat it all.
Those sweeping helicopter location shots where you're just kind of like, it kind of resets where you are, New York City and stuff like that. And obviously they used one of those helicopters with the stabilization camera, and you just get these really wide sweeping views of New York. He just did a really good fucking job at that, man.
Yeah, I think Kevin will be coming in the next day or two, hopefully.
Yeah.
Sean William Scott, I believe, is going to be in tomorrow. And Tracy, you never know with him these days.
Yeah.
Maybe Tracy stops by and says hi to us. It's been a while.
Yeah, he really was fucking good.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I just want to see the final piece.
You really should.
Well, what happened to you yesterday?
Yeah, what were you up
with Louis?
to?
I didn't know until
You had a real busy day yesterday.
I didn't know until Friday that
I was hanging with your girl last night.
Yeah, she went. I was possibly going to meet her there. I didn't know if I was going to be able to.
Yeah, I had 2 dates last night. I had mine and Jimmy's.
I had.
We were all just hanging out together.
Then I stole her for a while just to walk like out with Kenny, so we could go to the party. And I just walked around with her so people would think I was with her.
That's what I do.
No, you were filming Louis C.K. show.
I was doing a
yesterday.
scene for Louis, and we thought we were going to be done by lunch. It was going so well. But then Louis gets in like single coverage. And it went very well. But it was just a long day.
Yeah.
We didn't finish until around 7 p.m. It was almost a 12-hour day.
Is it a good scene?
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's very funny.
Can we say what?
I can't see any content.
Kenny told me on the way home, and I just stopped myself. Okay.
I could just say that Louis is amazing to work, because I was watching the way he was using the camera for sweeping scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is why he's so brilliant at what he does, because he's directing it as well. all I would do is just take a bunch of singles and try to piece them together.
Turn the camera on.
Okay, your turn to talk. Your turn to talk. Do all of your lines and all. But Louis really is amazing,
together.
man. If you've never seen him in that, like, I know him as a comedian, and I worked with him on Lucky Louie, but to see him as a director as well, when you see how competent he is, like, he's really fucking good at what he does, and you have complete faith in him while you're working.
Wow.
He's a funny guy,
He's
man.
a talented guy.
He really is brilliant. It's annoying. It's fucking great.
Annoying.
Very, very cool. And then you had a scene in Cop Out, and then you also went and did Hannity last night.
That was why
I heard Hannity was good.
Yeah, it went good, but that's why I didn't run right over to the thing, because I literally came back, and I would have been late. I would have missed the opening of the movie anyway, the beginning, and I had to do Hannity, so I had to prepare stuff and go over lines.
And then right when I got in my room, I turned on the TV, and what's on? Hannity.
Oh, is it on?
And it was before you even came on, so I was able to see your entire appearance on Hannity last night. You fucking killed.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that one guy there, the fucking...
Oh, Bob Beckel, yeah.
Bob, he was laughing his fucking ass up. And then you threw that woman. What, she couldn't get her thought out.
She was so...
You fucked her up so bad.
I didn't say anything bad. I just...
Wait, set it up, because I'm lost, because I didn't get to see it yet.
On Sean's show, you do 2 segments. They both go out live.
It's kind of like a panel thing, right?
Yeah. And it was like a free-for-all, because Gloria Allred had been interviewed with Sean one-on-one.
Oof.
And, you know, she's awful. She's you know who she is, the lawyer who she's got Tiger's Girls.
Yeah, we played
Sean
the audio
ripped her
yesterday.
apart. She ripped her a fucking ass. She had nothing to stand on.
So, as Sean comes over, he says, first thing, he's like, how are the boys? You're the first guys he asked for. And we're chit-chatting. I'm like, oh, she's awful. He's like, he's not going to be bad-mouth her.
Yeah, he knows it makes good television.
But somebody's like, do you want to talk about Tiger when we come back? Which we didn't plan on doing. So we kind of were freewheeling, just talk about Tiger. So it was kind of, I think all of us felt a little out of sync because the topic was a little off. Mm-hmm. So, which is fine for me because I've been talking about Tiger a lot.
Yeah.
And Bob Beckel didn't care. He talked about anything.
Threw a couple of shockers in there.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
And then,
I hope I taped it.
I did some joke, let's just say, come on, you know me. It was a Valtrex herpes joke.
Yeah.
And she
gets really nervous when you go down that road.
But he even said afterwards, Beckel said, well, that was as close you can come to the line without going over. And Sean's like, he never goes over the line. Like, I'm not going to get in trouble.
And Sean just sits there going, oh my. Oh good gosh.
Right.
Oh, good gravy.
But he knows I'm not going to,
But he secretly loves that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
He'll never admit that, but he secretly loves all that crap.
As long as, look, I figure, I wouldn't say really anything on that show you couldn't see on NBC. So I'm not going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But, after the herpes thing, she literally was stopped. But it wasn't directed at her? Or?
No. She just could not get her thought. She was trying to say something and could not even remember what she was going to talk about because she was so thrown by the herpes joke.
I don't know why, because it wasn't even that brutal a joke.
Maybe it hit close to home.
I almost said that to her, but it would have been a goof. But I didn't say it.
Fallen off her fucking chair.
I almost said that, but I'm like, you know what? I know I'm kidding, and as a cop, but I didn't want to.
I was kidding.
Because she literally was like, "Oh, that one threw me," and I
give her a Valtrex. She'll love me in the morning.
You know, Manny, I kind of a kid with her. There's so many open wounds. But she was very nice. She enjoyed herself, but I really didn't mean to throw her.
That was funny, though.
But it wasn't even like I was fucking with her. I really wasn't. Yeah.
No. She just, the content. Anyone could have said that, and she would have been thrown. Very funny.
Well, now we got to hear it. If Sam could get it down the hall, that would be great. Jimmy,
that was a very enjoyable,
cool.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
Gloria Allred. Oh, when Hannity was going after her. And she's just trying to...
Wait, she was on again last night?
Yeah.
Oh, because we played the audio of her and Janine Pirro.
I heard about that.
This was just
Janine Pirro
Hannity
kicked her ass.
And she's, again, just trying to defend this whore that is her client and saying that she demands that Tiger apologize to this porn star. And if you logically just think about this, he's trying to patch up sponsorships, his marriage, his career, his personality, the hero worship, the fucking, kids looking up to him. And he's supposed to then go face to face with a porn star that he fucked out of his marriage. and apologize to her for what?
So we're at a point where mistresses have rights now too.
That's what Gloria Allred thinks.
That is such bullshit. Like, the mistress understands exactly what she's doing. It's a married man, cheating on his wife, and now what?
Once it falls apart,
and now
all
the
bets
mistress
are off.
The mistress is mad because she wasn't the only mistress. She already knew her position, that she was cheating. I mean, helping this guy cheat on his wife. But if there's now another mistress, now there's a problem?
Not if Gloria Allred had her way, because she thinks that this porn star she fell in love with Tiger, and Tiger led her to believe that he was in love with her, and it was only her, and the wife was going to be out of the picture, and
all
they
that
were
doesn't
gonna,
matter because he was
run
still
off
married.
together. And then the thought of Tiger going, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll dump the wife I've had no fucking problems with, that is adored before the scandal, you know?
Right.
I have kids with and everything. It's wonderful. I'm a hero. I'm going to just throw that away and then, take a porn star to the Masters so, she can meet the boys.
The boys wouldn't mind.
Who the fuck is thinking that's really going to happen?
But, Anthony, the boys wouldn't mind. It would be the boys' wives.
Yeah.
The PGA officials.
She's hanging out with the
Tiger's
fucking
mom.
golfers' wives.
Right.
Yeah. She's there with the golfers' wives, going, isn't this great? Tiger left his wife for me.
What a delusional dope.
You want to tit fuck me?
Unbelievable, right?
She probably knew he wouldn't leave. I mean, anyone who's fucking a married guy, you know that you're just banging him and you're having a good time. And
of course. So what's up Gloria Allred's ass that she's fucking pushing this apology
She's
thing?
a reprehensible lawyer. She's a fucking disgusting lawyer.
She wants FaceTime. That's all.
That's all it is.
Horrid.
She wants FaceTime, and she sees dollar signs, whether it's getting money out of Tiger for her client or just future clients. Because she's got more exposure. More people now know who she is. A lot of people already did, but
why do the mistresses care? The bottom line is, you knew you were fucking a married guy,
right? Yeah.
All right, he fucked up. He's patching up his marriage.
Right.
End of involvement with you. That's it.
But the mistresses are mad because they weren't the only mistress. Like, there's some kind of code as far as mistresses go.
Yeah.
Where it's okay to be a mistress as long as you're the only mistress?
No, but it's the only way they can play victim at this time.
Right.
It's the only way they can say, look, yes, I wasn't behaving like a pig who should have been treated like a pig. It's the only way they can somehow paint themselves as victims.
Blue Healer from Kentucky. Side pussies have no rights by law.
Side pussy, exactly.
Side pussy have no rights by law.
Gloria Allred is just really fucking irritating.
I'm
what
not
a scumbag lawyer.
Horrible. I used to feel that way, Jimmy, but we played the audio yesterday of Janine Pirro just beating the shit out of her. She looks ridiculous.
Who's Janine Pirro?
Janine Pirro, I think she was a DA, Westchester County.
Oh, she's a lawyer, okay.
I think she had some kind of problem with her marriage. I forgot exactly what was going on, whether she was cheating or her husband was cheating. Something went horribly wrong with her marriage, whatever. Strong woman. And now she does one of those lawyers, court judge shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. There's a picture.
I heard she demolished Allred.
Yes, she did.
What?
I just said that 4 times.
Did you say demolished?
Killed her.
Yeah, no. You looked around like I know you said it.
Oh,
but I mean, I heard it before I came in here. Like it was something I'd heard before I got here. Did you say the word demolished?
Destroyed, killed.
You said she beat the shit of Gloria Allred.
Beat the shit. Yeah.
And I'm kind of affirming that I had heard the same thing.
Oh.
Even though I know you said it.
Oh, no.
You know what, Opie? When you talk to you, it's like talking to a wall.
Steve C.
We'll get into that.
Steve Carlisi is not going to single me out for the fucking ridiculousness that is happening with him and the staff here. I'll tell you right the fuck now. I'm done with fucking people that work for us singling me out. Trust me.
Okay, Mr.
Trust me
Push-Ups.
on this one.
I'll be keeping my eye on you.
This fucking guy isn't singling me out.
Oh, well.
He lost his staff a year and a half ago. He's not singling me out. Trust me on that. I'm not putting up with any other bullshit from ex-employees.
It was fun when we walked in.
I'll tell you right the fuck now.
So much fun when we walked in today. And there was a little little tit for tat going back and forth there with Steve Carlisi.
I'm not starting with Steve, trust me.
Apparently it was what started that whole thing? Somebody said somebody was like talking to a wall.
Steve said,
and then he said, yeah, it's sort of like talking to you.
Right.
Directing that toward Opie, because, excuse me.
Right. Opie had said something to Steve, asked it, was talking about a question, and Steve kind of answered another question that wasn't really related.
Travis and E-Rock are out today, so I was asking why Travis and E-Rock are out or whatever.
Travis has a groin injury, E-Rock has a neck injury. Do your homework.
Figure it out.
So I asked a question, and then he answered some other question that was in his head or something. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He said, well, trying to get an answer out of them is like trying to talk to a wall.
Right.
And then he goes, much like it is talking to you.
Right.
Directing it to Opie, and Opie's like, excuse me.
I'll tell you.
Excuse me.
The one thing that everybody would be in agreement that is on the Opie and Anthony show, works for the Opie and Anthony show, I wear my fucking emotions on my face, so it's never like talking to a wall. That's my problem. That is my big fucking problem. That
it's like talking to an open wound.
Exactly. That's the one fucking. That is the complete opposite. You always know what I'm feeling by looking at me.
Steve from Bishop saying Steve C answered with, "Why are fries so delicious?" No matter what the question is.
But Jimmy, getting back to your point, no. Anthony and I went over the audio.
Oh, my God.
We went over the audio yesterday on our show where Gloria Allred beat the shit out of Janine Pirro. So,
yeah, no, I had heard even before that she really fucking killed her. Like, I didn't realize Pirro was a lawyer. Like, I knew the name, but I didn't know where I knew it from.
Right.
So, okay, that's probably why. Because Gloria Allred's not stupid like...
What?
Nothing. He came.
I have nothing to say to you.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He's coming back.
Oh, no.
I thought there was going to be a problem.
I didn't say anything.
You're not going to single me out, Steve.
I didn't single you out.
Ex-employees have singled me out, and trust me,
dude,
they're in hell right now.
You didn't hear me right. What you heard was what you wanted to hear, or you might have misheard me. What I said was, I responded to your comment, which was, I'm going to go talk to a wall now. Do you know how many times I've said that when I'm trying to talk to you and you immediately turn away and start talking to somebody else?
Because you try to talk to me during a radio show.
No, dude, I'm
stuff
talking
that has nothing to do with the show at hand.
Dude, I'm talking about after the show. I've tried to talk to you, and you immediately turn around and start talking to somebody else, and I just look at the ceiling going, oh my God. Because I know, that's exactly what I said. I'm not fighting with you. I wasn't picking a fight. You're misinterpreting the whole thing. I wasn't picking a fight. Come on, dude. I swear to God, I wasn't picking a fight. I made a fucking smart-ass remark. It struck a nerve, and I apologize for striking a nerve, but I wasn't picking a fight with you.
It strikes a nerve because everyone feels like they talk to a wall when they're talking to you.
What did I not answer? I don't have the answer. You asked me why Travis was out.
Well, then you say that instead of answering something. I don't even know what you answered.
You asked me why Travis was out. You asked me why Travis was out. I said he's taking a scheduled personal day. You said, how come everybody else gets personal days? I said, the answer to that was, you do too. Okay, that's
and that's
not
where
the
answer you said.
No, I know the answer. The answer I gave you was
answered some. I don't know what you said.
Yeah, well, you know what
Sam's coming down. The
it's
hall.
like talking to a wall. Hello, could you put it through the hole?
I've been thinking of a Buddy Booth joke since the moment the wall got mentioned. All I've been thinking of is a hole.
Did it take you so long?
Yes, hello.
I sensed that bear trap the second I walked in.
This one, please.
But listen, in all seriousness, I wasn't picking a fight with you. I wasn't. That's the last thing I'm trying to do with anybody here. And, to insinuate that is wrong. I wasn't trying to pick a fight with you. I made a smart-ass joke. I wasn't getting into it, and I wasn't going to get into it. So, want to get pissed off, that's fine, but I wasn't doing anything.
I'm showing you what talking to a wall really is. I have no idea what you're saying.
It's just looking at the computer screen.
What you're doing now
time.
is
Steve
what I've been.
Talking.
Yeah, okay. This is what happens after the show sometimes when I'm trying to actually have legitimate conversations and you're not even acknowledging my existence. That's frustrating. It happens all the time.
With me, it's talking to the elevator doors.
Yeah, well,
that's talking to a drunk. Talking to the floor.
But that's what I said.
Talking to the floor.
I answer all your questions, Steve, so whatever.
Dude.
I do answer all your questions.
In time.
in time?
Yeah, you do. Look,
Really?
Look, hey, in all fairness, you are, out of everybody, you are the one that gets back to me the most. Out of everybody that I ask about guests and about bookings and things like that. So
I'll get back to you about guests.
I get back to you with the important things. You know, somebody says, well, here's a guest or something. I think I got back to, I'll even look at my email for a second and see what the last thing is that I got back to Steve C on. Ooh, let's see. We'll go back. It's Red Eye. I'll be on Red Eye Thursday.
Yes, you will.
Everybody. I get a lot of junk mail. So
there was a boxer I asked you about.
A lot of scrolling. Well, there was already 2 out of 3 on the boxer, so I decided, what the fuck?
Was there 2 out of 3 on the boxer?
Yeah,
I thought there was one.
So I get back to you the most, but it's like talking a wall with me.
Dude,
you can't get an answer from Anthony or anyone else faster than the answer I give you.
I was talking specifically about in studio.
I'm just not going to be singled out this time.
I'm not singling you out. I'm not beating you up, and I'm not picking a fight with you.
You know, that ex-employee had major issues.
Dude, I'm fucking...
And I fucking was the one that was there for him, and he singled me out and fucking did some shit that I'll never fucking forgive him for, and he's going to be in hell for that for many years to come. And all I did was try to help that fucking guy.
Are you putting me in the same category as that?
I'm just making sure it never fucking happens to me again.
Dude, I'm being very clear to you that I was not doing anything of that nature.
I'm just making sure.
All right, I speak my mind occasionally. I put my fucking foot in my mouth more often than I'd like. But, hey, I'm not picking fights with you.
What, Anthony?
I'm just wondering how long it takes to get the burger buns out of your toenails. See, it's
the burger buns?
I don't...
Yes. See? He put his foot in his mouth.
Oh, geez.
See? But it would hit the burger. That's... Oh. Maybe I didn't phrase it well enough. Sorry.
No,
I'm still scrolling trying to see when the last time I got back to Steve was.
All right,
I think I'm in fucking October.
Yeah. And that's the point I'm making by singling me out.
I'm not singling you out.
I can't even find the last time we communicated with you, Steve.
Do you honestly...
Do you understand what I'm saying now?
There it is.
Right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Do you
understand perfectly clear what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But do you understand...
I'm not going to be anyone's fucking punching bag.
I'm not...
February 16th.
February 16th, Steve. Is that like talking to a wall?
Paul Mooney.
Do you feel like I was beating up on you?
No.
Okay.
But I'm making sure that I'm not singled out again.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Dude, I made a smart-ass remark. I walk in here... I walk in here every day to a fray of incompetent, fat, gay, asshole gunfire. I make one smart-ass remark, and your feelings got hurt. I apologize for hurting your feelings.
My feelings didn't get hurt. You don't even get what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk to you. I want to do a radio show.
Okay, fine.
Okay? My feelings didn't get hurt. We want to do a radio show.
Fine.
Why'd you hurt his feelings, Steve?
All right?
I didn't try to. It was an accident. All right, I'm going to go finish pulling that Jimmy audio. That's what I got.
Thank
you. What's Sam doing? Sam's walking down the hall with him. I just want to see Steve's fist go through the side of Sam's head and watch him fly through a cabinet.
Or at least
I think I almost just saw it.
Into the back of Sam's trousers.
You like how you had to end it with letting you know what he's up to?
Yeah.
I'll be over here doing this.
Huh?
What?
Holy shit.
All I'm saying is there's issues with Steve, and he's not going to fucking blame me in the end like another asshole did. That ain't fucking happening ever fucking again. And that's the point I'm making today. He lost his staff well over a year and a half ago. He's not going to fucking take his frustrations out on me because he lost his guys a long fucking time ago. That's the headline here. And he's feeling the frustration, so, you know, he took a little shot at me today. I was one of the last guys to fucking, you know, be in his corner with this whole fucking thing. Trust me on that. All right, we're going to do a radio show. Opie and Anthony, stay there. Checking out the Opie and Anthony show. kind of miserable in New York. It's going to rain for what, the next 4 days or something?
Yes.
Well, that fucking sucks. Norton totally throws a guest off track on Hannity. This was what we were talking about before the break. One of the things we were talking about before the break.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Kirk Cameron. I used to know his wife there, Chelsea.
Who you, Ian Halperin now?
Huh? No, she went to Geneseo. She went to Geneseo.
She went to Geneseo. I remember me and her. It was Google it.
Chelsea was she was a rock star at Geneseo. She kind of had to leave school to start her acting. Yeah, she was on Cheers. She was on Seinfeld. She did a soap opera.
I bet they only have sex to procreate because of his
religion,
born-againedness.
I think they have like 7 kids or something.
He's like,
she kept her body together, considering she had. I think, how many kids did they have, or have, or whatever?
27.
They have a lot of kids. She was Nancy Mueller in Geneseo. Then she went by Nancy Noble. Then she went to Chelsea Noble, and now
changed her first name.
And now I think she's Chelsea Noble Cameron. Yeah, it was
tough
tough.
To give him the slip.
It was tough keeping up with her.
He went completely like Born Again, and then does these movies where like, I guess there's an apocalypse or something, some kind of rapture happens, and
religious flicks.
Yeah,
religious, but they're religious action flicks.
Yeah, religious action flicks. They have 6 kids.
6 kids, okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All just fucking missionary position. Ho, ho, pump, come, baby. Can't have sex for pleasure. Oh, no. Perish the thought.
You don't think Jesus...
God wouldn't like it.
You don't think Jesus people have sex for pleasure ever?
No.
I know you're not supposed to, I guess.
Only to procreate.
Then why?
Why would you have sex for pleasure? That's a terrible thing to do. It's a sin.
Why would God create the clit?
I guess to make it so you could stick your wee-wee in there to have a baby, so the girl goes like, oh, that feels good.
So that's very confusing.
Yeah, it is. See, it's supposed to feel good. See, the whole thing with religion is, if it feels good, there better be a purpose for it religious-wise, or it's bad to do.
It just doesn't make sense.
Meanwhile, I want to thank whoever had the hotel room that I had before me.
Pubic hair?
No, a lot worse than pubic hair.
A lot worse.
Oh yeah, you know the computer desks in the hotel rooms now with the fancy schmancy computer chairs that are in every single thing. Well, I went to put my shoesies on this morning, and I was going to pull up the computer chair, and I used the little ottoman to put my foot on and tie my shoe, and I pull the chair out, and it just dried cum where dried cum would be on a computer seat if you jerked off in your computer seat.
So front and center.
Yep.
We're just kind of dribbled out.
Right there. No, it looks like he just pushed his cock down and came all full load all over the fucking seat.
And you stay in nice hotels when you stay overnight.
Hey, even nice hotels, people jerk off.
No,
I'm just thinking.
You know what? I guess you're right about that.
So I pushed that chair back in. It was like, ooh.
But I think
just licked it up.
The difference though is
tight flex.
I think the difference though, nice hotels have a sperm cleaning service.
Yeah,
they know how to get rid of the sperm.
You know what the problem is though with those
shitty hotel rooms and motel rooms? They just go It goes along with the decor. Just leave it.
The problem is with those newfangled seats that are in a lot of the hotels, they're almost a mesh where you sit. You know, it looks like a futuristic space chair almost, and it's a mesh, and you could tell that, I guess the maid tried to clean it up, but all the cumsies got in the mesh, and it's just fucking cumsies. So I pushed the chair back in. I shan't be sitting in that chair.
Jesus.
It was awful.
Just a big
mess. It's like, come on, man. Don't fucking come on the chair. Could you? Go forward. Come on the carpet. And just rub it in.
Is it a shag carpet?
Yeah, shaggy enough.
It gets a little crusty, doesn't it?
A little crusty, but, they vacuum it at least. Can't vacuum a chair like that.
Yeah. All right. Well,
thanks for the cumsies.
Norton was on Hannity. We were talking about this before the break. While discussing healthcare, Jim cracks a Valtrex joke and totally throws Nicole and Nick Poor. Who is she?
I don't know. She's people know who she is.
She's some Republican girl.
Oh, is she? Okay. Yeah. She was very nice.
Was she a blogger or?
Don't know.
You don't know?
No, she was white.
Oh, she's a Republican strategist.
Oh, she's a strategist? Okay.
Yes. All right, let's listen to how it went down last night on Hannity.
All right, so you got this senator elected in Massachusetts, the 41st vote against health care. All right, so then help me out here. So then they say, okay, well, we don't need the 60 votes. We'll go to 51 votes, and we'll add more taxes, and we'll increase the price tag. And I'm thinking, how great is this if you're a conservative? Because they're guaranteeing conservative victory.
Sean, all I care about with health care is whichever side saves me money on Valtrex.
That's all you want?
That's all I want. Cheaper herpes medication.
All right, now you've lost control. That was...
I'm going to be a total hit success after this comment. So this is great, awesome. Okay, I think that. Oh my gosh.
He threw you with that one, didn't he?
Well, it's insane, but it's good. It's funny. Once again, he has come out with the healthcare reform bill that. Okay. That is once again they're saying it's going to be deficit neutral, and it's not.
No,
it's not going to be. You can't expand health care.
Wow, did he throw her off?
She was Ed Norton. Well, at first she goes. That laugh she does at first is just she's horrified. You horrified her with your herpes.
Do you
joke.
believe you see where the opportunity to go? What's a little close to home? But which would have been a funny line.
A little close to home would have been right over the top. She would have fucking fell.
But I didn't want her to be uncomfortable. It's like she was actually really nice. So if she was a comedian or if I knew her, I would have. But I didn't know her. I was like, Plus, who knows?
It was good. She was shaking.
But that wasn't a harsh joke.
No, but for her,
it's a great joke.
But it was aimed at myself. It wasn't like I meant fun.
Something tells me she doesn't hear a lot of jokes like that.
Maybe.
That's just my guess from looking at her and the Republican background kind of a thing. The other guy there, I keep forgetting his name.
Bob Beckhole.
Yeah, he loved you, man. He was laughing his ass off at your shit. At one point, he just put his face in his hands and was like shaking, laughing at something Jimmy said. It was great.
Yeah, he was cool, man. He was I think he's a Democratic strategist or something. He's a very, very liberal dude.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You could tell.
But he's a kind of brash, loud guy, and I actually like him.
Brash
boy. So, yeah, wow, I hadn't heard that. She really did get tossed.
Yeah.
She's a sweet boy. Toss somebody for a loop. Usually women are thrown by a loop due to my adorableness. Well,
yeah.
Well, yeah, sure. Okay.
Sometimes.
My cheeks' pingeableness.
I guess the Aborigines are mad at that Russian ice dancing act.
What ice
Remember
dancing
we were
act?
watching it yesterday? That they were dressed like natives.
Yeah, I was too busy watching Olympic hockey, but I guess we did see the highlights. Well,
it's been all over the news. Like yesterday, they showed this couple. They're dressed like, I guess, Aborigines.
Okay.
And they got like plants on them, and they're wearing leotard, full body leotard that's supposed to look like tanned skin with like white, almost body art all over them. And they just look like they came out of the fucking jungle or some shit. And the Aborigines are mad because they dress like that. I'm just mad because they have ice dancing in the Olympics. It is a horrible, no one should watch this thing. It's not even like figure skating where you're like, all right, that's, it's gay and all, but it's kind of graceful, and you could understand when a guy picks up a girl, flings her, she spins around 3 times and lands on one blade.
Sure.
You could appreciate the, but difficulty in that. This is just, and they're dancing on the ice all stupidly.
But we don't know shit, because remember yesterday we were bitching and complaining that NBC showed ice dancing instead of that amazing hockey game?
Yeah.
The ratings came out?
Huge,
and a lot of people had to fucking, let me know about it on Twitter. I appreciate it. But I still believe what I believe, that if you're going to be hosting the Olympics on your channel, you got to show hockey over ice dancing. It
never happen.
And it shouldn't be about the ratings, because I think hockey is way more important as far as Olympic competition goes than the stupid ice dancing. But with that said, hockey did 8.2 million, I think, just short of the record for MSNBC.
Yeah.
The only program that did better was election coverage for MSNBC when Obama became president, and that was barely beating out the hockey game, barely.
Yeah.
Like it was like very close. And ice dancing, ready for this? I think the number was 23, 24, maybe 26 million. I forgot. Something in the 20s.
So you got to think about it this way.
20-something million people compared to hockey got 8.2. So pretty much 3 times the audience.
Yeah. They know. Yeah, things like, look, so you think you can dance, Dancing with the Stars. There's all kinds of dancing shows that kill in the fucking ratings. They know that this is going to do well, and this is what middle America and people, want to see. But but hockey, you're going to get hockey fans. You're not going to get, like, middle America people that aren't interested in hockey to watch.
But does it represent
hockey.
the Olympics? If you're the Olympic Committee, I think you would be mad. Because they're looking at what is going to give them the bigger ratings.
It's there, yeah. It's there for people to watch.
But sports fans wouldn't. Real sports fans wouldn't watch ice dancing over hockey.
No, but they're not looking for sports fans. They're looking for fucking people that watch those stupid.
But is that okay?
Shows.
Is what I'm getting at. Should they just go for what is going to bring in the ratings for the network?
Yeah. What are they? What's their a moral fucking conundrum?
Well,
no,
I don't know. But the Olympic Committee takes everything.
They sell advertising.
Olympic Committee takes everything so seriously that I'm just wondering.
They sell advertising. The network pays a licensing fee to the Olympics, so they're making a fucking money hand over fist. And then the fucking and I did say hand over fist.
You were right, though.
And then the network has to figure out a way to recoup their money with advertising. Mm-hmm. So they're going to put on their big network the fucking thing that's going to get the most viewers.
Right.
It has nothing to do. Yeah, hockey, sure, a little more action than 2 people dressed like fucking Aborigines dancing around on the ice, chasing each other's asses.
All right.
Horrible Russian dance. And Russia doesn't know. I'm surprised they didn't come out in blackface.
Oh, wait, what's the outrage, by the way?
I guess the Aborigines are kind of mad that they dress like Aborigines.
So?
It's almost like a blackface thing.
They meant,
like if they came out. Like if,
then don't dress that way.
Came out dressed like...
then don't dress that way when you're in the jungle or wherever the hell you live.
Then put on some clothes.
Put on some clothes.
Take the leaves out of your armpits.
What do they look like? Can I see the photo?
They look stupid.
But who really dresses like that should be able to see this on TV?
Well, that's true. Yeah.
If you really still wear leaves, how about you fucking just sit behind a tree and fucking shut your mouth?
Yeah.
Eat a piece of bark.
Know? How did they know?
Some people are still with me. They're saying it's bullshit because a lot of people didn't have MSNBC, so there were a lot more people that would have watched the hockey if it was on NBC. Because I think some of the, whether it's Dish Network or one of the like Dish Network type fucking companies don't have MSNBC.
Don't think it would have been 20 mil.
No, I know. I know I'm losing this argument big time, and that's fine. I just don't.
They know what's going to get the ratings. They've worked it out with a slide rule.
I guess I got to realize that it's not about the sports fans when it comes to the Olympics.
No.
You know what I mean?
The almighty dollar.
Like, for example, Mad Dog Radio. You think he spent any time talking about ice dancing?
Pretty good sport. You got to give him credit. Coming out like an Aborigines. It's kind of hard to keep those leaves up your ass crack. Skate around. Couple of fruits. I think the guy was a flaming homosexual. What do you think? Take any calls?
I wish Mad Dog would go down that road. When he does our show, we get a little edgy, and he gets very, very nervous.
Fucking hysterical.
Very nervous when we get edgy with Mad Dog. Let's say hi to Mike in Washington. Mike.
Thank you, Ken.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Mikey?
Hey, I was just going to say, you're kind of missing the point with the hockey and stuff, because out here on the West Coast, hockey was over at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
All that other stuff didn't start till 8 o'clock out here, so they got all the viewers out here after the game.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because they tape delay everything. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So the hockey was on, and then they got to see the NBC coverage, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. It was on after it, because the game was over at 7 out here.
All I'm saying is I'm a big fan of the Olympics and sports, I guess sports in general. And I'm not even watching the NBC coverage. All the real stuff is happening on the USA Network and MSNBC because they're showing the events as they're happening.
Yeah.
You know, with this Twitter and this Facebook and everything else, they can't hold back results. So I know who's winning the gold medals. So there's no real surprise there when you tune in the NBC coverage.
Did we get the poor curling girl crying because the fans were fucking taunting her?
Well, I know it's a big story.
How awful is that? You Canadians, you're a bunch of pricks.
Does anyone know this story? I know it's the headline. Canadian curling fans leave Danish curler in tears.
The Danish curling girl, she missed.
Did she get in trouble for using a Danish?
No, she was not using a Danish. She threw a Danish in there sweeping.
And there was 2 crullers. Sweet bitch.
Well, what this is about, curling usually doesn't get a lot of fans.
No, it's supposed to be.
They usually just do that dumb curling thing in front of maybe a few people. So they're not used to having real crowds that are a little rowdy because they're at the Olympics cheering them on.
And the
so
Canadians are getting rambunctious, I think. They're getting a little rambunctious. And they really, it's almost like a gentleman's kind of sport too, curling. That's what I was reading. Like golf, you're not supposed to be screaming when the guy's teeing off. Mm-hmm. And curling is very similar until that rock goes, the stone, you're supposed to be pretty quiet. And they were taunting this girl.
Yeah.
And she screwed up twice and just was standing on the ice crying.
Do they have this?
The poor little Danish girl.
Do we have this clip?
It's somewhere out there. I'm sure we'll get it.
Is it the Danish girl
Put Steve on it?
Is the Danish girl that was topless?
Tell the wall to tell Steve to find it. What is it? The Danish girl? I don't know, but she was cute.
Let it be known, Steve, that Ant was taking a shot at you right there. Okay.
What? How could I miss?
Not Opie.
Broadside of a barn.
Anthony was.
By the way, huge curling fan, Andy Levy.
Oh, I know, and he's coming in.
Huge.
Wait, I thought it was a joke.
I've been following him on Twitter, and I'm with Anthony. We both thought it was a joke. I liked it at first, but enough with this dumb fucking curling thing. Enough already.
Yeah, I can't tell he likes it.
People like it.
I think he likes it too now.
It's like shuffleboard. Is there there should be a curling app. Curling app where you kind of do it like, because I got a shuffleboard one and it's fun and you go whoosh, but then you got to take your finger and go shuka 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 and get the thing in there.
Nobody will like that.
I would love it.
Yeah, you go like that whoosh, and then you hold the phone towards your face and a load shoots on it. That should be the curling app.
I think a curling app would rule.
Yeah, I got a shuffleboard one and it's fun.
So all they have to do is
like shuffle bowling,
figure out the sweeping part.
Ka-chunk. Yeah, the sweep.
Anthony,
part.
I didn't hear you. The Danish girl, was that the topless girl that we've been talking about?
I don't know. Her name was Madeline something, was it?
Madeline
Albright. Madeline
Albright. There is a curling app. Thank you.
Oh, there is.
I knew there would be. You can't have curling without
Fuck,
an
now
app.
I got 2 things to do with my iPhone. Paper toss and curling app.
Nice.
Madeline Albright.
I might have to start carrying my iPhone around just so I can play those 2 games.
There's a curling downloadable game for Xbox 360. Well, I'm on it.
Is there one for the Wii?
The Wii would probably make sense.
It could be just air sweeping in your living room.
Oh, with your Wiimote. Right. You could be air sweeping. Take your Wiimote, shove it in your asshole, and spin it.
People still talk about the hockey. And somebody said, no way Opie Flip Devin hockey does better on NBC. I would love to think that's true, but who knows? Who the fuck knows? Eric, Ontario, what's up?
Hey, did you know that this is supposed to be the last Olympics that the NHL is going to let their players go?
Why is that?
Why is that? Well, according to Mr. Bettman, it's NHL is all about the business, and the NHL makes no money during this 2-week shutdown period. So they have to rework their agreement, and if they're going to let them back in for 2014.
I think Bettman also realizes that Olympic hockey kind of makes the NHL look a little. I don't want to use. I was going to use the word inferior, but I mean these games have been just extremely exciting, And I think a lot of people have noticed that the average NHL game isn't as exciting as the average Olympic hockey game.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, but
there's different circumstances, obviously. Every game means everything in Olympic hockey, and the NHL has 80, what is it, up to 80-some-odd games a year.
How about ice dancing with checking?
Would you not think that the Olympics would be a great marketing strategy for the NHL, though?
I would think so.
But you get all these, going back to the ice dancing, I don't really agree that it should be there either. It's just ballroom dancing with some blades on your feet. But you get a whole demographic of people sitting there, and they say, okay, well, let's go over and watch a hockey game. They never really paid attention to it before. Now, hey, an NHL game afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's great marketing for the NHL. A lot of people on Twitter said, oh, because of you, I'm watching Olympic hockey, and now I'm into hockey. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But they're like, no, man, the U.S.-Canada game turned a lot of people onto hockey because it was so amazing.
How'd the U.S. do?
They won 5-3. It was one of the most exciting games I've ever seen.
Got the gold?
Definitely in... No.
They still got more games to play.
Canada plays Germany tonight, I think 7:30. They got to win that game big time. And then and the U.S. plays... When does the U.S. play again? Tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let's say hi to Brian in Florida. Brian.
Hey, Hope, there's DECA Sports for We has curling.
Ah, DECA Sports for We. We curling's gotta be so exciting.
It's
so gay.
Really, really cool.
What?
Why don't we go curling for real? I guess there's a place in Jersey we could go to.
I'm going to drive to Jersey to go curling.
We'll take a field trip. We'll film the whole thing. We'll get silly.
Yeah, get a curl in Jersey, maybe.
Thank you, Brian.
Nice throw, Lou.
Is that what it looks like on the way? Sorry about that. It's a good fucking line.
I love it. Never gets old, those stupid God, by the way. Stupid Lou.
Curling game looks almost doable for the way.
Yeah, you know?
Almost doable.
You got your Wiimote. And I'm sure you do have to take your Wiimote and sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how stupid would that look? So you're beaten off in your living room.
Oh, let's go to George in Tampa. George.
Hey, good morning, O&A. How you doing, guys?
All right, George.
Hey.
Hey, listen, this ridiculous ice dancing, the Aborigines all annoyed. I've seen National Geographic many times. I don't ever recall them sitting at the Aborigine sports pub watching ice dancing.
Yeah, we were kind of bringing that up. The fact that how did they even know if they're not really watching TV?
You know, Ed, I still don't know why they're pissed.
It's like those Aborigines, though. Probably like the American Indians that kind of aren't on a reservation and doing all that stuff. They're just kind of, sitting at home watching TV.
The one
misbehaving
like regular people.
They got to stop blaming us. They should have taken some business classes.
Where are they going to take?
What the fuck? You only have yourself to blame.
Oh, shit.
What?
He's right.
Thanks a lot, guys.
That's it.
Well, you man, let's for. You're the one that makes a fucking leaf hat, and wears it. How about you stop making houses out of leaves?
Right. Anyone that could be talked into giving up their entire village for a leaf hat.
They're frightened of the choo-choo train.
Yeah.
They're so scared of the choo-choo. And then Whitey built it.
Yeah.
We built it. You're frightened of it.
They probably should have stayed in school.
Yeah. Not give away all your land for a trinket.
Right.
A shiny little rock.
Yeah. And then you come back and blame us?
Yeah. Here's something you can look at. The sun will glint off it.
Wow. It's a god. Yeah, sure, it's a god. All right, now get the fuck out of here. Yeah, we own this 1 billion acres.
Enough with blaming us.
Yeah, make a necklace out of this and watch the shiny beads glow when the sun hits them, you blithering idiots.
Who was the dope that didn't see that Manhattan would be this amazing place someday?
You can't even get to it unless you're in a canoe.
Right.
They would think of that. Like, good, these idiots. You can't even get to that island without a canoe.
And you're mad at us?
Then there it is, bridges being built and buildings. Oh, what did we fuck up?
You think they're having a bunch of we could have had a V8 moments?
Yes. Knocking their head, the feathers fall off. Oh, those engines. Even the casino ones don't look like Indian, engines. They're regular business guys. I think you only have to have a certain amount of percentage of blood in you, and it's like nothing. Earl claims to be part Indian, part Cherokee. It's like, just shut the fuck up. You're a black guy.
He's part Cherokee, the rest idiot.
Cherokee idiot.
Yeah, but he won a gold medal in the Olympics. So congratulations to Earl.
Earl?
Yeah, the speed skater.
In the speed skating?
Yeah.
Looked like a bloated Earl. A little bloated.
Bloated Earl?
Bloated Earl. But the biggest bloated Earl was fucking Precious. I fucked up yesterday, man. I fell asleep watching Precious.
Jesus.
What nightmarish dreams I was having.
Did you really have nightmare dreams?
No. But I fell asleep maybe, I guess, 2/3 of the way through. 3/4, somewhere around there. But because I was very sleepy. I was in a hotel bed watching it on the hotel, movies on demand.
Mm-hmm.
And, I fell asleep. But it was really good. I didn't want to fall asleep. It wasn't boring. It was fucking great. Monique, what a cunt. Oh, my God.
She was believable, right?
Watching that, I'm thinking she's got to win the Oscar for that.
But do you think she's a really good actress,
or she's really...
Or she's really...
If she's really like that...
Or she's kind of like that in real life.
If she's really like that, I pity anybody that has to deal with her. Hysterical. You know what was great? The amount of times that dumb fatty got bashed in the back of the head with something like a cartoon character. It was like a cartoon. When she's like, I couldn't get you a cigarette, but I got the numbers, but I couldn't box it. I didn't have enough money. And she's washing the dishes, and I guess Monique didn't like that answer. So she just wails like an ashtray at the back of her head. And down that bitch goes, and has a great memory of her father fucking her. Holy shit.
Jesus.
I know, hot.
It was horrific. And she is just painful to look at.
Yeah.
I couldn't look at her.
What, the girl?
Yes.
Well, you've seen her in these interviews. She doesn't look that bad.
Fuck the interviews. Whatever they did.
I've seen the difference between the clips and the interviews, and it's drastic. I mean, yeah, she's still a fat pig in real life, but she's
greasy in this. She's like
they greased her up.
They put oil on her and greased her up. And when she takes that bucket of chicken, I am roaring laughing. She's just eating that motherfucking shit, and then she pukes. Oh, it's fantastic. Funny ass movie from the beginning. Look at that big fat face. It looks like they took Earl down to the gas station and went. Here it is. Earl, take him to the gas station, put the hose in his mouth. Jesus, all right. How many pounds? 180 psi? That's good for her head.
Jesus.
This big, fat, air-blown Earl head. Look at her. Look at with that face. And she got that mouth that always goes down like she's frowning. Her skin looked like a Hershey bar left out in the sun. Like it's just got this glaze on it and shit.
She has actually really good skin. Like there's no blemishes, no nothing.
No, but it's stretched out.
It's
not good skin to Anthony.
Pimples shot off.
It's not good skin to Anthony,
no,
Jimmy.
Not a fan of the shade.
There's one issue with her
color.
skin. Right. Jesus, I was like...
But when she's looking in the mirror at one point and she's trying to, make her stupid bangs and put, clips in her hair, she sees in the mirror this blonde white girl.
Ugh.
So she's just, wanting to be like that.
That was a good scene, actually.
Yeah, that was a good one. She has these fantasies of people that love her, and she's dancing and everything. And meanwhile, she's just getting kicked in the ass by these gangster guys and thrown on her face and just treated like a pile of shit that she is.
But yeah, she does have, it is sad when you see her little daydreams.
Oh.
It's always a handsome gentleman and her dancing about.
Yes. And he's kissing her neck and everything.
Yeah.
And then the reality just beats her in the face as Monique fucking heaves a TV on her head.
Did they explain why she doesn't want to be a pretty, in shape black girl?
She's fucking, been raised like that her whole life.
No, you said she sees a white girl, right?
Oh, in the mirror? Yeah, she sees.
So
I think that's the accepted fucking, she wants to be accepted and stuff, and that's her idea of the woman that would be, perfect.
And beautiful,
beautiful white girl, blonde hair, And
you can see the environment she was raised in. Nothing there said eat healthy and take care of yourself.
She's like, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna go to school. And Monique is just like, you go to the welfare. You get your ass down to the welfare. It's fantastic. I was rolling.
You still have your copy? I got to see this movie.
I do, yeah, sure.
I want to see all the.
It's great.
Nominated movies.
Yeah,
I'm
Monique is
there.
really good in it, though. I think
she's phenomenal, man. And so is the lead. So is Gabriella. I don't think she should win an Oscar for it.
So what? Monique wins Best Supporting Actress?
I hope so, yeah.
I think Best Supporting, she did a really good job of being just a fucking, what a piece of shit she is. That scene with fucking, which I didn't even know, Mongo, the Mongoloid kid. She calls him a monster.
Yeah.
When the social services comes over and she's got to hold the baby and give me my wig. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. Like, I was laughing at some of the parts and how horrific it was.
She was great, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's not the type of movie you usually like seeing, right, Ann?
No, I was flipping through and there was like, what am I going to watch? 2012? Whatever the fuck that stupid ass
2012
end of the world movie is. I wasn't going to watch that. And then there were a couple of other ones. Men Who Stare at Goats. So I was like, precious. Let me give this one a whirl. Within 15 minutes, my sides hurt. I was crying laughing. Oh, that fucking fat piece of shit. Jesus. Oh my God.
I think you missed the message of the film.
I know. It was hysterical. I even twittered, she's a hoot.
I was laughing at the fat piece of shit is not what they were going for.
You don't know. Well, they got me.
Hey, I want to change gears slightly because this popped up yesterday on Twitter, and I want to get into this a little deeper. We start with Jerry in Maine. Jerry.
Hi, boys.
Hey, Jerry.
How are you?
Pretty good, man.
Jimmy, happy birthday to you.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you. God bless.
Well, listen, in Lost last week, there's a screenshot on something called Lostpedia, which shows all the names on the ceiling in Jacob's Cavern or something like that.
Yeah.
There are two names which caught my interest. One was Sheckler, assigned to number 197, and the other was Hargis, assigned number 202.
No way.
Yeah, and a few people are saying that they have to be Opie and Anthony fans.
That
and
had
I'm
to be Photoshopped.
And I'm wondering if, I'm wondering if it's Photoshopped.
No,
I'm wondering if this is, are just our imaginations. Like, I want to get into this a little bit.
There's
there's a few people that have brought this to my attention.
I want to see it.
It says Sheckler, Hargis, and the numbers are 197 and 202, which, of course, are the channels here on Sirius and XM.
I'll tell you why I think it's a goof, because...
You think it's just a coincidence?
No, I think it's made up by a fan. I think
you think someone just photoshopped it or something?
Yeah, because I think that those numbers represent Hurley's numbers. That's my opinion on it.
Well, the ones
there's a whole
with
bunch of brand... no, you go ahead.
The ones with the survivor... No, you go ahead. It's your show. The ones with the survivor, the people that are still alive, are Hurley's numbers.
Right, that's what I think.
The dead people
these guys are
scratched out. And there's a fuckload of dead people that we don't even know what their names are. Like, I saw names that I had no idea who they were, and it was all the people that had died over the years as they were trying to find, the chosen one there to take over. But
all right, maybe this is as hilarious as I thought it was.
No, we're not. It's more interesting than hilarious.
If it
we're trying to get to the bottom of this,
there, that would
real.
be funny. But I cannot honestly believe that Sheckler and Hargis would be up there, which would be really funny. But
because that you'd have to be.
I'm telling you, there's a screen cap on Lostpedia, which.
Yeah, all right.
$80 million.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a good movie. That's what we were trying to tell them.
I know.
It's too bad because we haven't had him on since.
Look, man, if someone's going to get bent out of shape when you're just goofing and having a good time, it's like, you want to take the piss out of everybody. You can't get mellow.
Yeah, the guy, who are we talking about? Seth,
but we weren't mean to him.
Seth Green.
We said it to him.
He's been in a lot of great stuff, but, we pointed out the one bomb he had, and he says it wasn't a bomb.
He said without a paddle.
Right.
And it's like, but you did that movie where you were, on the little boat on the river. It's like, hey, that little movie made $40 million. Could you just admit a movie sucked?
Yeah,
could you?
Yeah. A cop-out doesn't suck.
It's good if you've been in enough movies where you could point out your movies that sucked and, and you still have other movies, all right?
Exactly. I'm in that position.
Yes, James Norton has only been in hits.
And no, I've been in some lower ones, too, that you've never seen.
We're not talking about those,
Porno?
Jimmy.
Oh. A few duds.
Duds? Really?
Ooh.
I want to see
Me and my
those.
girlfriend were watching recently some of my acting performances.
Oh.
Which one comes to mind?
I like your spit take.
That one I was happy with.
Yes.
What I did with Jim Lewis.
Those 3 films are really, I love them.
I like
those,
the Adam
those
Dubin
3 little
movies.
short films.
Yeah.
You did it. You
Adam
can get them all
was
on one DVD now?
Yeah, Lewis Black.
I love all those.
Is in them,
Yeah,
and
those
Jim
are
Brewer.
cool. Those are funny.
I'm tired. I couldn't sleep last night. I ate too much sugar. A couple of donuts.
You were eating those donuts.
I don't eat that many sweets lately. I've been really good.
But it's right in front of your face. You can't help yourself.
I know.
Of course not. What are you going to say? No, get me a salad instead when you got fucking chocolate pudding right in front of your face?
And they had little pudding and some tiramisu.
Yeah,
and
you
little
ate that
cookies.
tiramisu.
Nicole knows how to say no to pudding. Want to ask her about it?
Oh, no.
Oh, you don't want to talk to her today? Why
Say
not?
something hot.
Huh?
No. Oh.
Nicole,
Hi.
from the Morning Mashup, you know how to say no to pudding, right? Because Jimmy's depressed because he had a few desserts last night.
I have too many
How do you say
desserts.
no to desserts?
No, just say it. Just walk away.
But it was no one offered. I saw them on the area, and I was like, said to my girlfriend, I'm going to go get some desserts.
Yeah.
And this is how I know I'm becoming a fat, unfuckable pig, because she's trying to distract me, and she loves sweets. But she's like, we could just sit here.
Oh, she didn't want you to eat them.
Of course she didn't.
Go do it instead or something. Something to take your mind off of it.
Don't you get the? You know what I do? If I feel like I eat too much dessert, I feel like I don't want a gut rolling over when I'm trying to fuck my girl. Like I feel like I don't want her to ever be disgusted by me, and the thought of her ever being disgusted by like a gut,
right.
that I'm like, oh fuck it, dessert doesn't count that much.
Really, that's real easy to say. But soon, when the desserts are right in front of your face, are you really thinking all that stuff?
I already have a gut and tits to boot. You're planning for the future. I'm just going with the status quo.
I believe you can do it. Just you got to try harder next time.
What are you guys talking about this morning?
That's the big story.
There's like nothing good going on.
What was your take on the Tiger Woods press conference? We did an hour and a half on that yesterday.
If you listen back, you could play a drinking game with it every time he says my behavior.
Mm-hmm.
He was like a robot. He's full of crap. I mean, I was sort of like
Pony.
It was lame. It was lame, and I wasn't into it.
What do you think of the hooker that wants an apology? Gloria,
she's a hooker.
Gloria Allred is the lawyer, and she wants, an apology
Is the girl
for
a
her
hooker,
client.
though, or is she just a
I
porn
shouldn't
chick?
say a hooker. I'm sorry, a porn star. Who knows what she's... A porn star.
Whatever. They're all in the same
I didn't know there were
boat.
rules if you were a mistress that it's okay to be a mistress and you're having sex with a married man, but as soon as there's more mistresses involved, now you're insulted. That's what we're learning today.
Yeah, I don't know. These women just need to go away. I mean, I don't know what they think they're owed or anything. They're whores. They're whores. And they were with a married man. So do they think that he's not with other women, that he's not, that he's going to be faithful to them?
Yeah, they're going to believe that. Like, I'm leaving my wife for you.
I don't believe that they believed it. I really believe...
They wanted to believe it,
I
though.
believe... Yeah, but I also believe this is their only chance of victimization because they can't... What other angle can they take?
Yeah. What do you think of the press conference, Jimmy?
It was... I like Tiger, and I don't care that he fucked around on his wife. So, for me, he was doing what was necessary.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it well. I thought he was very insincere and robotic and phony. But I'm not saying that because he's terribly cheated. I just thought at the press conference, this is also a guy not used to talking about his personal life, so you got to give him a little slack. But he was like, I have misbehaved. My sincere apology. Shut up. You're enunciating too well.
Because it was so red. He was just reading it.
You got to keep looking down because he didn't even know where he was going next.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have read the statement a few times that someone wrote for him.
And the mother hug at the end, it was like, who gave a shit?
Yeah. That was so calculated. I said
exactly. It was all calculated.
I said yesterday I got killed for it. I said that he came across as not a likable guy on Friday.
I agreed.
And people jumped down my throat, but he didn't. I mean, I still want to see him play golf and all that. And who gives a shit if he's likable or not in my world? So that's just my opinion on how he looked on Friday.
I agree.
And as far as the sponsor, I guess he had to do that because he's trying to get the squeaky clean image back. That's never going to happen. But when he starts winning golf tournaments again, and he most likely will, that's when the sponsors are going to come back. Not all of them, but a lot of them will. As soon as he starts winning again.
Yeah, that's all he's got to do is play golf.
And I guess he had to do that to say something, so maybe potential sponsors could go, okay, look, he acknowledged what he did, he said sorry, so that's now old business, we can move on. Mm-hmm. So I guess he accomplished something on Friday.
And I did like the way he said the details that you all want are between me and my wife. I like that.
Yes.
And I like the fact that he shit on the media a little bit for chasing his son. Or his kids and his wife.
Son.
Yeah.
But the next day,
the way he talked was annoying.
The next day, they put him on his wife and his kid on the front page of the paper, so they didn't even listen to him. Of course, of course, they're not going to listen to him.
It's the press.
I didn't like the way he handled it. I thought he should have just been. I mean, look, there's millions of dollars at stake, so I'm talking shit because I'd probably do what he did.
Well, he had to do something.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I don't know.
He cleared up there was no domestic violence.
Well,
yeah, but
cleared that up, or just kind of...
A lot of people are...
He disappeared completely for a few weeks where you didn't even see him.
Well, what would you have done?
Not gone out because it would have shown where the club hit you over the head.
You think he got hit?
I think he got hit.
He said he didn't get hit?
They were saying that
he said he didn't get hit?
His mouth was bleeding. The airbag hit him? In the fucking Escalade? What happened?
I loved how he said, she deserves praise, not blame.
Oh, yeah, does she?
Like that was the big statement.
Praise for what? Not being able to keep you satisfied enough to where you're fucking other women?
I don't think he meant that.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
That would have been great if you were there, though, piping in audio from the next room, and he had to answer that. No, that's not what I meant. But when he said that was so annoying, she deserves praise. He sounded to me like a 13-year-old reading in church. He sounded like a little kid reading in front of the class. It was horrible.
Yeah, we said it looked like he was doing a book report.
Terrible.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, an oral report.
That he did last minute. I've been in that situation, last-minute book reports.
Can I ask an off-the-subject question, because I'm looking at the news right now?
Yeah.
How did those 3 cops get acquitted of sodomy?
Because they didn't do it.
Do you think they didn't do it?
Yeah, I didn't think they didn't do it. This guy was a fucking... in my opinion, and from what I heard, this guy sounds like a guy trying to get some fucking money off of the cops. He had perhaps an alternative lifestyle, and there was a lot of speculation as to how he got those internal injuries.
Who said they saw him doing that, though? Like, another cop said he saw it. That was the only thing that convinced me was the testimony of another cop.
Well, another cop said something, and apparently he was not credible enough, or perhaps had ulterior motives based on, who knows, race, whatever. I don't know. But
white.
Good. They're acquitted. Good.
That was what bothered me, was that there was a cop saying it. Like, I didn't give much credence to it until another cop started, because cops don't fucking testify against other cops.
Give one of the cops. Good. Fuck that piece of shit. Good. He should have gotten something shoved up his ass. Fuck him.
Well, I'm not saying he's a good guy, but...
He's an asshole.
That's a rough one.
If the cops can't have a little fun and shove things in people's assholes, what's the use of the job?
Would it be great if that was their argument?
If we can't just shove things up people's assholes willy-nilly.
What's Reverend Al's take on this whole thing?
He's
right up there.
Outraged.
He's got a microphone in front of him.
Outraged. He's outraged. Of course he is. Because a grand jury looked into the whole thing and decided that there was no crime committed. Or not enough evidence, or legitimate evidence to prosecute. And Reverend Al doesn't want to take that. But whenever anything goes his way, he's fine with it.
Oh, this wasn't even a jury trial?
No, it wasn't I don't think they were on trial yet. I think it was before a grand jury, an investigation to see if they should go to trial. And they didn't find enough evidence. So fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck him, Reverend Al. All he is, go.
Wow,
tired of it.
That's pretty intense, that statement right there.
You want to hear intense?
All right.
Where's my picture? Where's my picture?
From last night?
Yeah, I want my Michele Trachtenberg picture.
I don't know if I like your attitude. Maybe I'll just show my friends Open Danny, and you don't get to see it.
No, I
want to see how that picture came out.
I just want to have it. I want to blow it up into a big poster and chase her to have her sign it.
Is that the one you want?
No, that's you with it.
Is that Rick Fox?
Guy.
Yeah.
Good old Rick Fox. Why was he there?
He knows Rob Cohen pretty well, obviously.
Okay. Oh, let me see.
There you go, Anthony.
Look at the lovely couple. Wow. She looks so, like, pretty. Oof. Jimmy just made poopies in his pants.
Fart?
Yeah,
Jimmy just made poopsies in his pants.
It sounded like a pudding fart.
Oh,
like a little mud bubble.
Oh, well, there I go. I fucking blew it. I pressed the button.
Oh, well.
I hate when I do that. Thank you, Jim. Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh, my God.
It was a little,
my God.
It's a little pudding fart.
No, that is, holy shit.
That was pudding.
I don't know what that was.
Pudding coming out.
Holy shit.
Jimmy had a
I
very...
had too much pudding at the party.
Oh, my God, it's going through my shirt now. I can't even defend against it.
Jimmy had a very busy day yesterday.
I feel
and he
like
treated himself to a little pudding.
It's World War
and now it's just a little pudding fart today.
I ate well on the Louis set because there was craft services.
Shit, it came over here.
Dude,
I'm out of this bit.
I had a pudding fart.
Damn it.
Gregorio, I had a pudding fart.
Oh, my God.
There's no covering it.
Holy shit, usually I can
I
can deal with it. Oh, my God, get me in the corner.
You guys are starting to make me feel bad.
Oh, my God, it's horrendous.
I had a pudding fart.
Oh, my God.
This one could be the worst one ever.
That was a
What is the
bad one.
combination?
So concentrated.
I got to ask Jimmy. I love the combination of food that causes these farts.
That was a couple of donuts.
Oh, my God. It's still out there. Right?
2 donuts.
Yeah.
Oh.
A little pudding treat.
Yeah.
And,
can I have a tissue?
Yeah.
My nose is right. It made my nose run. It's like mustard gas.
This one is horrendous.
Oh, my God. Oh, holy shit. What just came out of your asshole?
that was pudding leaving. All the good stuff stays in and then the bad stuff leaves.
Is that how it works?
All the deliciousness stays.
Wow.
Man, you almost cleared out this room.
Holy shit.
Is it bad?
This one is horrendous. I was in.
It's so bad.
You heard me. I was with you.
I was happy to.
I was with you.
Oh,
I knew it would only be a
God.
matter of time before you bailed out.
Holy shit, it still stinks.
Wow. Wow. You should have done that when the morning mashup was in here.
If I would have been able to. You bet I would have.
Oh, it's lingering like fucking Zyklon B.
Let's get Kenny in here, see if he notices.
He would, absolutely.
Nah, he doesn't notice anything.
This whole studio reeks right now. We need a massive exhaust fan.
No, we don't.
That just sucks the air out of this room.
Here comes Kenny. It's still out here.
It is.
I hope so.
It absolutely is. I could still.
And you know,
how do I still smell it after this?
You know,
long?
there's more of those where that came from, Ant. That's the problem.
There might be more.
Huh?
How's it smell in here, Kenny?
Normal.
Well, that's not saying much because normal could be. I got tissue shoved up my nose now because it smells so
Where's
bad.
my yogurt? Can I get it?
Oh, God.
I need more milk-based
Check your
products.
underwear.
No, this is fine.
No, you came in a little late.
I missed it.
It's still out. It's still out
It's
there,
settling down a little
but
bit.
it's not as bad as it was.
Something I ate last night made my bubbles not smell very good.
Little pudding fart.
My pudding farts are not
Jesus.
pleasing to everyone.
Oh,
We still got to do that worst fart competition.
wow.
We really have to. Grapes and milk. That does it for me. Hey, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of Cop Out? We haven't asked you. You're an old cop and stuff, and there was an homage to a lot of buddy cop movies. And did you like it?
It was nonstop action and a laugh in every line.
Every line? I think you're just about right.
Now the reviews are in.
I think you're about right.
Yeah.
The violence was great. They didn't wuss out on the violence.
And whoever doesn't go see it is a fucking asshole.
Wow.
That's right.
Jesus, that's
That's
a little harsh.
Yeah, I want it to be a big opening weekend.
Me too.
Yeah.
For Kevin and the Cullums.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about it too was that they goofed on some of those 80s action movie scenes. They kind of like brought your attention to certain things that were done and really kind of goofed on it, which was really funny.
When did you know it was a good movie? Because, you sit there and you're like, oh, boy, big premiere. I've been to some of these premieres where it's a complete bomb. Those movies, the stars aren't even at.
Dude,
they kind of like
the beginning was good.
That's what I'm getting
like
at.
the whole
first scene.
Yeah,
you
when
go,
they're walking down the hall.
When they're walking down the hall, that just looked cool.
Yeah.
You know, it was good. The whole fucking movie.
Then it
was good.
starts with the big interrogation
Yeah, the
scene.
interrogation was great. It's just
That's the big interrogation scene?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, right
I think
up
it
front.
opened in the diner when I saw it.
Why?
I had to see it again. Like the real version now.
Huh. Why don't you see the movie you're in, Jimmy?
I couldn't. I will.
There's no dull spots. It's
No.
action packed.
No.
Car chases. Could have been a little more violent for me.
For the car chase?
The violence was pretty damn good.
Jesus.
A little
see how
more
that car
pistol
chase-
whipping.
Yeah, did you see how that car chase ended? For the love of God, I think that was violent enough.
That was a really good violent scene, Kenny.
Yeah.
What else did you? What about
that was a good
What about
one.
the batting cage thing?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, that
all
guy
right.
knows how to throw a beating.
That was good.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was very well done.
Yeah.
That set design was great, the way they did everything.
Set design. Wow.
You're into
that.
set design?
It was. The house was good.
Who's gonna
bad
win the
guys.
Oscar for set design?
Whoever
This year.
did it.
No, well,
I don't know the
they're not
person's
nominated.
name.
And Jason Lee was really good in it. Mm-hmm. He had a small part as the stepfather, Bruce Willis's daughter's stepfather.
Oh, yeah.
And, Michele Trachtenberg. Yes, her stepfather. And he's, I find Jason Lee
Anthony
very
was
funny.
cuddling with her.
Yes.
Canoodling.
I was caught canoodling.
Let me ask you a question. Who did Mark Consuelos play? Kelly Ripa's husband was in the film.
He was?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was an interpreter. Like, he was just like some Mexican waiter that they grabbed.
that was
at
yeah,
the
yeah, okay.
restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they needed an interpreter.
Yeah, because I saw him and Kel.
Yeah, of course.
We all said hello. And, they're fans. It's just so
She's
nice.
fucking good eats.
Yeah, she's lovely.
She's good eats.
Yeah, I'll say.
But can I tell you that Mark, I was standing next to him, and I was embarrassed to be a male. I was like, what a handsome fucking, it was annoying me.
Like, he's just like a soap star and shit. So he's one of those like Spanish.
Yeah, you're an action hero.
He was
Yeah,
he was
true.
very, very, they were honestly really nice people. Like, he was smiling and just very, very friendly and outgoing.
Big unclipped cock.
It has to be.
Yes.
But I'm like, that's a guy who, like, he's with a really hot chick, and he knows he could bang any chick in the room, and that's why he's smiling.
Yeah. He's a very happy man at his situation.
But literally, if he banged your chick, you couldn't be mad at him. You'd have to understand from her point of view, like, look, she fucks me a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fact that she had to fucking go and get something in shape and handsome, I couldn't even not.
In shape, Jesus, Jimmy.
You're gonna be
Girl's
a big
always
star, Jimmy, a big
canoodling
star.
with you, though.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Girls don't
She gives
canoodle
you-
with-
No, she gives you little kisses.
Yeah.
Please, because she wants fucking desserts and dinners.
Oh, your chick's good eye candy.
Yeah. Like, all the guys are just like, holy shit, they would stop talking.
Yeah.
And, like, their heads would spin around.
They
and
were probably like, why is that one fat-necked kid blinking? They're looking at me. Why does that kid blink so much? Do his line so terribly.
No, that wasn't it.
No, your scene was great, and you didn't blink.
It was genuine horror.
Yeah, it was, actually.
Good.
It was very well done.
And Bruce Willis is right there, like, fucking holding you.
Can you see him in the scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's a close-up.
Great.
there's no doubt about it. You did a scene with Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan in Cop Out.
Because he goes,
yeah.
he goes to me, we did one run through, and he goes, you're scared through the whole thing. Make sure you're scared through the whole thing. So I was like, okay, Bruce.
Oh, he was directing you.
Who the fuck is he to open his mouth to you?
There you go, Kenny. You're right.
Kenny, he was right. It was helpful advice. Men like Bruce and myself never mind helping each other with
Helping
acting
each
tips.
other.
Like one time he was running, I said, Bruce, make sure you're holding the gun and don't just throw it in the air. He went, I'll remember that. He's really fucking good at what he does, man. It's like, you watch, when you work with a guy like that, it's like they're just doing it in one take. And if there's a second take, it's occasionally they'll flub a line. Tracy was great too. It was like, because Tracy's doing different lines every time. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know how anybody works with him because he's a comic, so he's fucking firing out different joke options. And Bruce is like, it's amazing to watch a guy who's that fucking good at acting. It's really intimidating.
And as far as the action thing goes, he just knows what the fuck he's doing.
You know who's a good actor, by the way? Comic friend of the show? Fucking DePaulo.
Really?
Is a good fucking actor.
Why, you're telling me he's not a racist and it's all an act?
No, I didn't say he was Olivier. But Nick is a fucking good actor, man.
He should get more parts then.
He really is good.
Good.
Handsome and good.
Kenny, how many guns do you give Cop Out?
Out of 5 guns.
I give it a 21-gun salute.
Just doesn't know how to. I don't know what that is.
And it's like trying to have a normal conversation with this fucking cyborg, and this is what you get.
He's at the mic, and he still moved his feet like he was stepping up to it. It was fucking really, he ponied up.
I'll say my review in this day and age of comedies that are chick flicks and watered down drivel for the American people, we finally have a funny comedy that harkens back to the days when you could go to a movie, see fun and violence in the same movie, and get some action and leave the theater going, now that was a good movie.
Holy shit, what a soundbite. Fucking put that on RottenTomatoes.com.
That's my review.
But getting back to Kenny, Kenny and Jimmy were in San Francisco, and,
Sandy Franny.
Kenny and I spend, time with each other every day. So I try to have small talk with this guy. I'm like, so how was San Francisco? How are the fans? I always like to, see how the fans are doing out there, because Jimmy gets to fucking see everybody across the country. You gauge their interest in the show and whatnot. So I get that over with. And then I'm like, Kenny, did you have any fun in San Francisco? Like, you're on the road a lot. Do you do anything for fun? And what'd you say?
Jimmy treated me to a wonderful dinner at Morton's. I didn't. That's not what I said, though.
What'd you say?
I probably said, yeah.
Yeah, that's all he gives you. Yeah. I'm like, but what do you do?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I do what I'm told.
Like, even when he goes to Morton's, he orders the shittiest thing on the menu. And Morton's is a terrific place to eat.
Yeah.
But it says you couldn't order more bland.
No, I had a nice iceberg lettuce wedge.
A lettuce wedge. Just lettuce cut in a wedge.
Not with the blue cheese and maybe a little tomato and onion.
No.
It's Lenny eating what the rabbits do.
Do you put a little something on the lettuce wedge? Just a little.
They give you some of that there Thousand Island dressing.
Do you use any of it, though?
Yeah.
I only use 3 islands.
All right, so you treat yourself to
Rikers, Alcatraz, and Randall's.
All right, so a lettuce wedge, and then what?
And a nice ribeye steak.
With what?
With most of the time I get the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But this time I treated myself and got the French fries.
Wow.
And what did you drink?
I had a ginger ale.
He does drink ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
This monster likes to treat himself to ginger ale.
He only has ginger ale if they can't provide a tall glass of cum. He likes the type of a glass of cum, like a giant cup of eggnog.
We're just bubbling over the side.
Yeah. Room temperature. Don't try to chill it.
Yeah, he likes when it coagulates while he's drinking it.
Did you have dessert? Kenny does not eat dessert.
No.
He only eats dessert a few times a year, right? Yeah. But he did, open up to me recently and said every once in a while he'll have a cookie at home.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What kind of cookies?
If I treat Milanos.
Ew. You don't look like a Milano guy.
Mongrel.
Milano. Yeah, it is kind of a light shell on the outside.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Both cookies will be destroyed.
I'm just
People
not
are
that
saying
interested.
Milanos suck.
Yeah,
Milanos are good.
Nah, even his cookie choice sucks.
Yeah.
Can I tell
Would
you?
Milanos be in your top 10 as far as cookies go in?
No.
Exactly.
The best cookies I've ever had. Kelly from Pugs and Kelly makes cookies that might be the best I've ever had, honestly. And then when I was in Richmond, Virginia, the hotel gave me 6 cookies as a gift because they were late with my food.
Yeah.
And I had 3.
And Jimmy tried to share them with me.
And you wouldn't eat them.
No.
Why wouldn't you?
Kenny, do you walk around these cities and enjoy maybe the local culture? I want to know what you do.
We went to the mall.
Or any city, I don't know.
Did you see any homosexuals?
I got propositioned by a prostitute.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did it make you feel good?
What was his name?
No, it was this chick.
Yeah.
You sure it was a chick?
Yeah, no, it was a real girl.
Oh.
Boo.
What'd she say to you?
No, it was after the show. I was going to get something to eat, and like we were like walking towards each other, and like she gave me a big hi hello for like no reason, like talking to me.
And then you would have gone hi, and she would have been like, yeah, honey,
well, so like right away I go, it's got to be a radio fan because that's the only person that would be excited to see me.
He thinks he's a celebrity in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that it was a starstruck fan, and it was a prostitute.
Yeah. But
He thinks who the fuck he is.
my thing with them is,
yeah,
I just pretend like they're real girls. Like I have no clue. Like time is money for them.
Right.
You know?
So you tie them up a little?
No, yeah, I just like I can't comprehend like that, like what she's trying to get accomplished.
That could be dangerous though, because if it's a sting operation and you make some kind of joke.
Oh no, I never do that.
Yeah, you never proposition.
I just waste their fucking time.
So what happened? What'd she say?
She's going like, well, hi, where are you going? I go, I'm going to get something to eat. She's like,
how about my pussy? No,
she's like, what? Let's go party in your room. I go, what for? I want to get something to eat. You know?
Yeah.
But you could have ate her ass.
Ugh.
No.
A Sandy Franny hooker ass?
Yeah.
God damn.
But he just kept wasting his time.
Like, the way.
He didn't know she was a hooker, which I think is.
Yeah.
Let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
Yeah.
Me and you, what do you say?
She's like, no, let's go have some fun in your room. I go, I can have fun eating.
As you sip on your ginger ale. Let's say hi to Mike in San Fran. Mike. Hey, Mike, how was the Jim Norton shows out there?
Hey, it was pretty good. First of all, it's a pleasure to talk to you guys.
Of course it is.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, the Tiger Woods stuff, that was a little boring because that was like all the stuff that Jimmy had said, since the whole thing happened in November. But it was pretty cool, though. I had a good time. My chick enjoyed it, which I was really surprised.
Sorry you were bored by my Tiger Woods material.
Jesus.
How much new shit do you want, sir?
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Jimmy's always working on new shit.
Yeah, some of the Tiger Woods stuff people saw on Leno, but
still
very topical, of course.
Whatever.
People are very
it was topical. I'm not saying that, but it was just all the stuff that you had heard on the show since like November.
All right. Thanks for the good review, prick.
You're an ass.
No, he's being honest. If you've seen the material, you've seen it, but as long as you had fun.
So I had a good time. Thank you very much.
Whatever, Mike. What?
Hope you had a poll.
Yeah, exactly. Why'd you call?
I was coming out there. I was coming out to meet you guys, and I was.
I don't even want to listen to this guy anymore.
Because
enough. Hang up. You know what it is? Goodbye. I hate him. I hate that guy.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, and don't go see Jimmy in Cleveland this weekend either.
Attaboy, Kenny.
You know what it is? A lot of people that go to the shows aren't necessarily hardcore fans that listen every day. You do come up with ideas for your act on this very show.
Yes.
So people that listen every fucking day, if they go and see your show, they might hear some stuff that you've talked about on the show. That doesn't mean you're doing the same shit twice in your fucking act. Fuck that guy. Fuck him in his queer ass.
It's like my new characters. You heard the show, you'd know. Wall and Elkie. Nothing on Wall and Elkie.
All right, I take back my defense of Jimmy Norton. He's a hack.
Chip should be here telling some jokes.
Oh, is that his Chip impression?
Yeah, Chip. He's terrific, Chip.
I want to take a chip out of his skull when he does that.
He's good,
horrid.
this guy.
Oh, is he?
This guy's good.
Kenny only slept 3 hours last night. He's really punched through. Because this fucking guy won't take a room in my apartment. I got a really nice.
Jumps around.
I got a really nice guest room. I'm like, Kenny,
told you.
and I have a cleaning lady, so the fucking room is like a hotel room right now. I'm like, Kenny, you're doing the late night with the premiere. You're going to the after party. Just he could come in my apartment anytime he wants. Just come on in, let yourself in, and then go to sleep. Instead, he drives all the way back to Jersey just to sleep a couple hours to come all the way back in.
You are losing an hour and a half sleep doing that. Kenny.
More than that.
I told him, I walk in my sleep and I talk in my sleep. I can't be responsible for what happens.
If he said something
I'll
that was
fucking
really
lock my
embarrassing,
door. Trust me, I'll lock
or you
my
tape
door.
record it and play it on the air.
I'll lock my door. It's okay.
Does Chip?
He just makes his life so like just tough.
He does these impersonations. You think he was a retard?
This guy really knows, though. This guy brings it.
Does he, Chip?
Cop out, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds like somebody's trying to cop out of doing something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't necessarily have to be funny.
Tracy and Bruce Willis, yeah, I'm sure they know about copping out.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm sure that every time something happens.
Why wouldn't he?
That's so bad.
That's right.
No.
Oh, God.
When Chip talks, people listen.
Yeah, it's like he hunting or something. This guy breathes heavy. This guy breathes he breathes like he's running up a bunch of steps holding the building.
Oh, is that awful? His impression was just...
Kenny, people are saying you peed the bed. That's why you don't want to.
Maybe he's a
That's why you don't want to.
bedwetter.
Oh, wow.
That's why I don't want to stay
Kenny.
on my
how
place.
embarrassing would that
On
be?
those late nights.
Big bedwetter.
Big lunkhead in his pajamas.
Oh, just pissing himself.
Yeah.
I did it again.
You hear the shuka of his little feety pajamas across the floor.
It's my bed. I can do what I want.
Yeah. Roll the mattress again. I made wet.
Big stains. Big dumb, like light brown colored stains from piss drying. This guy.
You know what? I got to do this for Jimmy. Glenn in New Hampshire. Glenn.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Listen, I listen to the show every day. I went to see Jimmy when he was back in Boston at Silver Theater a couple months ago, and it was hilarious. I had a wonderful time. And I met that cyborg Kenny on the way out the door, too, and he even gave me a fist bump. So who says he doesn't have
Oh, look at that, Kenny. You were feeling good that night.
Usually gives fist bumps to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
look out.
And the rectum.
I'm always cordial to the fans.
Most certainly was. You guys have a great show, and I really enjoy it.
All right, thank you, Glenn. Yeah, because Jimmy...
The white guy was hilarious.
Yeah, because Jimmy's out on the road, and I mean, Mike can say whatever he wants, and that's, I guess in the end it's fine. But I don't want people to think that they're not going to see some great stuff from Jimmy. I mean, Jimmy is one of these comics that really has a lot of new material every time you see him. There are comics that work the same act for 5 straight years.
Yeah.
More.
Jimmy changes his act every, 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I don't have a new hour for every year. I have a new half hour a year. I try to at least.
You could see it this Friday night at the Cleveland House of Blues.
Oh, this guy's plugging like his name should be Frigidaire or something.
Look at the reference.
Plugs. You plug it in.
I get Jesus Christ. Wow. That was a good reach.
I should say General Electric.
Yeah, that would have made
This
it
guy's
funny.
plugging like he's got an electric company's at stake.
General Electric? What are you talking about? Some army now? General Electric?
Dueling chips. I hate.
We're not doing with friends. This guy's right about General Electric. It's like I was saying the other day, it's like Sergeant Electricity or something.
He doesn't even use like voltage or something different. It's still electric.
What? Get it? What? Hey, you better not start shocking me or something around here.
Yeah, people are definitely commenting. Who thought there could be something worse than one chip?
Yeah, chip to the second power.
Oh, chip.
Couple of chips. We're doing a movie like a couple of cops, but it's with chips. It's me and him.
Yeah. Chip out.
Chip out? That sounds like a pretty lousy cookie to me, bub. I like chips in my cookies.
We could have Tracy Morgan on a movie called Chocolate Chips.
Oh, there you
Nah,
go.
they wouldn't make a movie like that with racial tensions.
Oh, wow. Chip is very racially sensitive.
See, I don't like anything that about African Americans or the Native Americans.
Really?
No.
That's where you draw the line?
See, I don't go for that type of humor.
Yeah.
The racial stuff.
So you don't like keeps them from jumping on the bed jokes?
I don't understand that one. Because his thing was, why do you put Velcro on the ceiling? It keeps black kids from jumping on the bed. I'm like, what? How? First of all, it'd be so expensive to put Velcro on the ceilings. And why wouldn't they jump on the bed? They could have fun.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just a joke.
Yeah, it's like, it's cheaper to have roosters in the backyard to teach them how to walk.
See, sometimes you know that if you go down a certain road, some idiot's going to really hurt himself.
Exactly.
Sometimes you know that someone is not qualified to go down a certain road without getting himself and everybody else fired.
What an ass.
Jesus. All right. I think we got to break and get Andy Levy in here from
is he
Red
here?
Eye. Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Of course.
We'll talk curling and other things with him. Thank you, Kenny. You tired today?
No.
You good?
Yeah. I'm ever alert.
Where'd you send this guy for yoga, by the way?
He had to go to Starbucks.
Okay. Is he the dumb one?
No.
Okay.
What, Love Buzz?
Oh.
You're still mad at Love Buzz.
I like Love Buzz, but he is literally as dumb as they come. Surprised he remembers to feed himself.
Poor Love Buzz.
Who went out?
The other kid, Chris.
Not this kid.
No, the other one.
All right. Break.
Yes.
Andy Levy next. Later on this morning, Mick Foley. Stay there. Straight on there. Yeah. Opie and Anthony. Andy Levy will be on the show in a few minutes from Red Eye.
Yes.
I hear this show has a bit of a buzz. Anthony's doing Red Eye on Thursday, and I think Jimmy's doing Red Eye tonight. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
I like the Red Eye. It's fun. They're fun people down there. That's Fox's fun show. They got their serious shows.
Well, we're broadcasting right across the street from Fox Studios.
Yes.
And they advertise for every single show on the side of the building except for Red Eye.
I know. They don't need it. Word of mouth.
Even people I don't think I've ever heard of.
I don't think management knows about that show over there.
That's too bad.
They just kind of...
I hear it does very well in the
They
ratings.
slip in.
Very well.
They do the show, bootleg the equipment.
Yeah.
I don't even think they know that show is on. But everybody else does. The ratings are better than any show that CNN has, even in prime time.
That's pretty amazing.
Which is pretty goddamn cool.
We got to get Gutfeld in here soon.
He's too big a star now.
You think?
We will never get Gutfeld on our show.
Can we make the
again.
official list of people that
too big
we were with, and then they got too big, and then blew us off? I mean, we could start with The Rock, and we can move on from there.
Last night, Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan, I think, is officially on the list.
Last we see of him.
Hey,
I see him no more.
BJ from Philly writes.
BJ.
He was listening to Kenny do his Chip impression.
Yeah,
and he wants to call you two, BJ from Philly, Chip and Dip.
Oh, that's
the
very
new comedy duo, Chip and Dip.
Oh, there's something I want. Can everybody yell something with me?
I can only imagine.
Probably not.
No, it's not. It's not bad.
No. Oh, sorry.
Yay! Yay! Pudding.
No.
Oh
my God.
No, not
Oh my God.
Did
Not
you do
yay
it?
pudding. Not yay pudding.
At least he gave us a warning. Give me something.
Not yay pudding.
I'm usually in on the
Oh my
fucking
God.
Jimmy Clarks, but not today.
Yay pudding.
You motherfucker.
Oh my God, not yay pudding.
Are you in tomorrow?
Yeah, it's actually not bad, though. This one's not as bad as the other one.
Danny's going to be my secret weapon. Danny, get some fucking farts brewing for tomorrow morning. We're fucking getting Jimmy back. I'll try. I'm going to be fucking drinking milk all day and eating grapes, and hopefully I'll have something for tomorrow.
If you're serious, I'll pick up supplies later today.
Look at Anthony. We're serious.
Oh, my God. Gay pudding.
To keep it fair, though.
Onion dip it is, folks.
I don't smell this one.
You are an asshole.
I don't smell this one.
No, this one wasn't that bad.
All right.
Wow.
It did come out, though.
It might just be air between the duties.
Yeah, you got some real good air last time.
Jimmy, you haven't...
Gay pudding rules.
No, it doesn't.
Jimmy, you haven't...
hysterical.
You haven't asked Anthony about his new workout routine.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah. Well, Anthony is getting back on track. This is very exciting news. He's eating better.
Oh, good.
He's drinking the same, but he's working out. Sorry.
No, I'm actually...
Is that too far?
No, not at all. But I am trying to cut down on my beer intake.
All right, that's good.
Because the beer really just fucking guts you out.
Why don't you fucking get rid of the
gut?
I know you love the Guinness, and who
I
doesn't?
need the taps.
Fucking get rid of the Guinness and get maybe a light beer tap in there.
No.
Wait, you got a Bud and a Guinness? Why don't you go Bud Light?
I got Bud Light.
Oh, you do have the Bud Light.
Oh, yeah, Bud Light.
You're just going to the Guinness.
And the Guinness. But no, I'm drinking a lot more Bud Light now than Guinness. Like, when I want beer, I'll drink Bud Light.
How good is fucking Guinness?
Guinness is great.
How good is
creamy
fucking Guinness?
And it's poured good. The waterfall comes out on tap like that. Oh, it's fantastic.
But Jimmy, Anthony has a new workout routine.
Oh, but here is the deal. I have gotten the services of a trainer, a personal trainer that will come to my house.
Oh, good, man.
And I am getting equipment for my exercise room. Now, this is not... See, herein lies the difference. This is not an exercise piece of equipment that is in your bedroom or somewhere else and stuff. This is an exercise room just for exercise equipment. So no shirts thrown on it, no boxes, none of that. And then the trainer comes, and I work out with a trainer, so that way... I do it.
Sure. They're going to the gym and socializing with other humans.
Exactly.
Who's the trainer? Is it a guy or a girl?
It is a gentleman.
Probably better.
Yeah. I
don't know. I say you work out harder if it's a female trainer.
Yeah, but the motors change. Because you don't want, at least now on your back, you'll be like, spot me for your bench press, and you'll have this fucking spandex cock over
Thank you.
your
That's what
face.
we're saying.
So be trying to
you can have a ball bag on your fucking forehead.
Terrible.
But he's gonna have a ball bag on his forehead with the male trainer. But ask him about it, Jimmy. It's been great. He started Friday, I think.
Well, no, I did.
Today is Tuesday.
Oh, cool. What'd you do, man?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days into it, Jimmy. Let's get an update. See, Jimmy wasn't here yet.
I didn't know, buddy.
Well, no. Friday was the meeting. Like it just to set things up and fill out paperwork and stuff like that. He doesn't just come over and we start exercising.
Why not?
Because
I said you would think the trainer would show Anthony in a way who's boss and we're taking this seriously. So screw the paperwork. Why don't we jog around the neighborhood before we get started?
Because you got to deal with the business end of it first, where we work out his rate, the equipment that I need.
But how do you know the equipment?
Well, that's just it. I was sent a bunch of emails with equipment that would be good for what I want as far as my goals go. You sit down, you discuss your goals with the gentleman, and then now I'm getting equipment that will suit these goals. And it will be installed in the exercise room. And then I will go to the doctor, and I'm having a full head-to-toe checkup done, everything. And then I am ready to start working out.
Jimmy?
Yes?
So so you can understand why he didn't work out Friday.
Sure.
So it's Tuesday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Did you talk to him yesterday? Did you work out with him yesterday before the big premiere?
No, we emailed a little about equipment.
They were emailing yesterday, Jimmy.
So
he didn't say do some push-ups or crunches in the meantime.
Right, like, because I understand the full physical and stuff, and that's smart, for anyone that's getting back into working out. But you still could do, like, low-impact exercises just to kind of get your mind in the right state for working out.
I had the premiere. Last night.
You, like, go for a little walk, maybe a very light jog.
See, why do I have to do that?
You can maybe do some girl push-ups.
See, girl push-ups. See, I have things, like the treadmill and stuff at home. I don't like going outside. That's why I'm not going to take a walk out in the freezing cold. All right. Why would I do that?
All right, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So today's Tuesday, 5 days in. So what do you guys got planned for today?
Well, I still need the equipment now. See, the equipment's got to be delivered and then installed.
How many things you getting? Like, what are you getting?
Well, it's sort of, some weights and stuff. And probably another cardio machine aside from just the treadmill.
How about an elliptical machine?
That's what I'm thinking. An elliptical. It's a toss-up between the elliptical or that Stairmaster is a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
And I kind of like the Stairmaster. That one's good. And then some of the weights, the ones that like the handles snap in. You ever see those? Oh, they're good. They don't take up as much room.
What about that jerk-off stick they advertise on TV?
Stick. I'm not getting
what is the jerk-off stick called? The weight shake or something?
And then the bench.
Shake stick?
Some weights and stuff like that. Just to get,
so I have
cardio and then some weight work, stuff like that.
Sneakers?
And what?
Sneakers?
Oh, I have sneakers. Why?
For working out.
Yeah, I got them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm set. I'm all set on the sneakers.
So tomorrow?
I could get on the treadmill.
Tomorrow?
What day is tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Well, the train is not going to be there. But I could do it, myself, I guess.
Should we ask you tomorrow?
Yeah, ask me tomorrow.
All right.
I'll let you know how that's going.
But, Jimmy, so far it's going great, 5 days in.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that Ann has done some online ordering. We started the rigorous workout schedule of checking a few boxes and signing that he's, yes, indeed, willing to take the risks. Because the trainer has to have you sign stuff.
Why don't we get you a shake stick?
I don't want the jerk-off stick.
Why?
Because
Look what
it
does to these women.
It does nothing. The jerk-off stick, where you shake the stick. Look at that. Look how stupid that is. Come on. Dynamic inertia is what helps you. Yeah, stop.
Really?
Not doing that.
Not advertising hand jobs?
The animation really looks like it's going to come on her face.
What does the commercial sound like?
Scientific studies at a prestigious California university prove that the shake weight increases upper body muscle activity by more than 300% compared to traditional weights.
University?
That's how you can work out your entire upper body in just 6 minutes a day. The shake weight constantly engages your upper body muscles.
I believe the shake weight is the fastest, easiest, and most effective way to get a beautiful, defined, sexy upper body.
In just 6 minutes a day, the shake weight defines your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, and chest. You get long, lean, toned muscles, never bulky.
That is great training for the dual hand
when you put on the
jerk off.
Sleeveless clothes.
And they have to do it right in front of their face like that?
Yeah.
Really?
On our back.
The shake weight is only 2.5 pounds, virtually unbreakable, and is guaranteed for life.
It should shoot something out after you work out.
It really should. It should be a money shot.
Just as a goof.
Including how you can reshape your...
All right, enough with the shake weight.
Yeah.
Wait, it's only 2.5 pound weight that just the ends shake?
Yeah.
And you have to shake it.
No. Oh, yeah, you got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a battery or something.
No, you got to shake it.
You're making it shake like that?
Yeah.
So the more you have that jerk-off fucking motion?
Right, the better your jerk-off motion.
Wouldn't we all have, like, huge Lou Ferrigno fucking arms if this thing worked?
From jerking off, exactly.
Right. From doing the real thing. Hey, let's get Andy Levy in here. Is he wearing a curling hat?
Is he up here? I didn't see
Andy. He's right
Andy.
outside that fucking... Are you wearing a curling hat?
No, I don't have a
curling hat.
Okay. Oh, no.
I got scared for a moment.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Jim.
Office Depot
Hi,
hat.
Andy.
Okay. I thought it was some kind of scary curling hat. Now,
scary curling hat.
You can't find curling merchandise. I looked.
Very difficult.
Yeah, can you tell?
Oh, my God.
Really?
Poor Andy.
Can't have anything nice.
He has hair all over him. How many cats do you have? 400?
16.
You're like one of those cat ladies?
No.
What do you have, 2?
Yeah.
No, Andy. All I follow you on Twitter. I want to get right into this. Now, at first when I was reading your updates on curling, I thought you were goofing.
These things don't work.
Oh, see,
Steve.
Don't we treat our guests like
Steve? Why
lumps
would
of shit?
Steve, see why
Isn't
would
it great?
the studio be completely
now a little
ready
bit.
for broadcast?
Now a little bit. Is there a volume knob?
Work.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Are they working now?
Oh, yeah, that's better.
Someone turned the volume on.
God. God.
So when you first started talking about curling, I'm like, all right, this is a goof. And then I was like, wait, he's into it. And now I'm not sure if you're back to goofing.
I was never goofing.
You love curling?
Yeah.
Have you always loved curling?
It's fantastic.
You have to say that.
I have to say, yeah.
No, don't say it.
Okay.
All right. Don't say it.
All right, I won't say it.
You're going to say yay pudding.
No, don't.
I get it.
But I didn't say it. Ant did.
That's good.
If anyone says yay pudding. Oh, there goes it. You tell us how bad that one is.
It's not bad.
You sure? Because the last one was a dud, thank God. The first one was putrid. The second one was a dud. And we're waiting for the third one.
It's like saying fecal juice 3 times. Fecal juice, fecal juice, fecal juice.
I think Steven Probation goes, that last one was wind between the links or something like that. Or between the, I don't know, whatever. Fucked up is good fucking line. Levy, Olympics, curling, why do you like it? Go.
I honestly, I'm not sure. It's completely fascinating to me, and I literally could watch it 24 hours a day.
You really love it?
Yeah.
It's very relaxing. It's
not, though. I mean, if you're into it, especially the U.S. matches this year have been, I mean, we lost, it was, I think, 3 in a row.
Oh, yeah, very disappointing.
In an extra end on the very last stone. So if you're into it, you're sitting there, and your heart's going, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Do you understand the strategy now?
I'm getting the hang of it. I started getting into it at the last Olympics 4 years ago because I'm an insomniac, and it was on, at like 2 in the morning.
Started getting kind of into it a little bit.
What does it mean if you have the hammer? That's an advantage, I know.
Yeah, that means you're throwing the last stone.
So if you have the hammer, why wouldn't you just bump each other's rocks out of there one by one?
That's the goal.
And then every time you would score.
Because the goal is not to get, you don't want to get 1 when you have the hammer. You want to get at least 2, maybe 3.
But I want 1.
You don't want 1. That's because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Why don't you want 1?
Because 1 sucks with the hammer. You want to get,
then you give up the hammer.
Right, and then if they get 2 or 3, then you're screwed. So you'll see guys at the end, they'll do what's called blanking an end. If they see they're only going to get 1, they'll throw right through, because then you keep the hammer for the next end. Man, I sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Damn, Holy shit, you know what you're talking about.
The choke artist for the American team.
Come on now.
Schuster is a choke artist.
Come on.
They're calling him Bill Buckner and stuff, and even the announcers are like, look, can you give this guy a break? Bill Buckner and the rest of these guys you're comparing him to, made millions of dollars at their sport, and this poor Schuster's a bartender when he's not curling.
Well, I don't know if you saw Bill Simmons last night from ESPN tweeted something about, he said, I just got signed to write Schuster's autobiography. It's called Sorry Guys. Which is funny, whatever. But I just, you know what, this guy, the whole team made $19,000 between them last year.
Exactly. Too busy living up the riches.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, this guy Schuster's going back. He's out there playing for his country. He had a really, really bad week, but he's out there playing for his country. He goes back. Next week, he's a bartender again. It's like, Bill Simmons, really? Fuck you. I mean, go take on, Brett Favre and people like that. Don't take on these guys. Guys out there, playing for his country.
And
leave him alone.
He's going to make no money out of it.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go back to bartending, but now he's going to be the famous bartending guy.
Yeah.
But he's still going to have to make the drinks because he has nothing else to do.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be pushing a kettle along ice while somebody fucking goes,
It's a stone, you jerk.
This Levy is very defensive when it comes to curling.
And do the sweeping guys, is that really doing something?
Yeah, it does a lot.
And what is it doing?
It makes the stone go further. What they have is on the sheet of ice, there's little beads that they spray water, which freezes and forms little beads, which is what makes the stone grip and whatever. But by sweeping, you get rid of the beads and heat up the ice, which makes the stone go further.
You can actually turn it a little bit with the sweeping. Can't
I've seen them turn it a lot, but I still don't get it.
The turn comes from when they throw it, you'll see them.
They spin it slightly.
Almost like they're curling it. Almost.
Is that where the curling part comes from?
Exactly.
I don't even know.
But then as it's curling, they can use the brooms. If they sweep in the direction it's curling, it will make it curl a little more.
Right.
How did it become a sport?
Well, Jim,
somebody dropped something on the ice.
Back in Scotland in the 1500s. But anyway, I could talk all day.
Do you know where it comes from for real?
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Hey, you dropped something on the ice. Get the broom. There's a rock on the ice. Get the broom.
Scotland's great with making sport
They
out
really
of, like,
are.
just
Yeah.
things that happen.
Yeah, they'll take a haggis and 3 minutes later, we got a new game.
Yeah. And then a stick with a rock became golf.
Right.
Just let's get it in the fucking gopher hole.
But it's just
And
shuffleboard.
it's golf.
It's shuffleboard.
It's not just shuffleboard.
Oh, stop it.
But I think that's where it started. Where like, hey, we could kind of play shuffleboard on ice, and then they kind of adjusted the rules, or no?
How old?
I'm guessing curling's older than shuffleboard.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old?
Well, there's not a lot of pictures of shuffleboard being played in the Middle Ages.
Why?
In the Middle Ages.
Why does the women's team have a bunch of frumps? Because the rest of the world has some
just
really...
American.
I think one of the ones, what's her name? Nicole Georgetown.
Very
I think
hot.
She's
The
cute.
the American curlers are not that hot compared to the rest of them.
Some of the Europeans are ridiculous.
The German broad is pretty,
and the
pretty frumpy
British,
too.
the British
girl,
she's
got
head,
she's the No More Words video hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you think the guys ever bump into the curling Rockies? They're going like skating by each other and they're sweeping. Did they ever bump into each other or hit their things ever hit the rock?
I haven't seen it.
It is amazing
not
that
at this level of competition, James.
Yeah, because they got to avoid the stones when they're sweeping.
How do they not hit each other's sticks?
Sticks. Listen to you.
What are they called?
Brooms.
Oh, do you like the Olympics in general?
Curling shuckles.
I like the curling. I like the hockey.
The hockey game was amazing.
Are
you a big hockey fan?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Being a curling fan, is there a difference with you between female and male curling? Do you like the guy curling better than the female?
No, it doesn't really.
No. Now,
matter.
isn't that odd?
It's one of the few sports.
Yes, because I was noticing I could give a shit if it's a guy or a girl doing it. It's kind of fun to watch. I like the screaming when they release it and everything. And it is one of the few sports where it's like you don't really care.
Yeah, no, it might.
Girl.
Yeah, it might be the only sport. Actually,
maybe downhill skiing too.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, skiing.
Downhill skiing is pretty, it's pretty intense.
And figure skating, who can tell?
Figure skating, yeah. Wow. What's his name? What's
Johnny Weir?
Johnny Weir.
Johnny Weir.
Wow. We were talking about the teasing you must have taken in school with that last name.
Yeah.
Whoa. Why doesn't one of these guys just grab another guy as a partner?
That would be outrageous.
Yeah, is it against the fucking
outrageous
rules of the Olympics? Let's say hi to Rob on Long Island. Rob, we got Andy Levy from Red Eye in studio. Fox News, yes.
Yeah, that silly curling sport there. Polishing the ice in front of the stone. That's like Tiger mowing the grass on the tee to get his goddamn ball to go into the cup.
or
maybe
on the green.
Yeah.
Good line.
On the tee.
Yeah.
That would be good if the caddy could, just guide the ball in by making a rut.
Yeah, mini fucking lawnmower.
Let it
the
go
lawn
in.
boy. Hurry up, lower.
Danny keeps putting pictures up, is the gayest man on the face of the earth.
Jesus, Johnny fucking Weir.
Johnny Weir. Get Johnny Weir, I said.
Who's on Red Eye tonight, Andy?
Turkey boy's name.
Lawyer Remy Spencer, former ambassador to the UN, John Bolton. A short little pudgy bald comedian, and someone else. I'm not sure.
Who's the guest being interviewed?
John Bolton.
No, I've heard able to fit everybody up at the table these days.
We got a big boy table now.
I cannot wait to see this. Because you used to have to be exiled downstairs
down in the newsroom,
into the newsroom.
Yeah, now I'm the only one that's still stuck in the newsroom.
You're down there. Well, that makes you look official down there.
Right.
You look like you belong down there.
Right. It helps
when
the act.
other people, when other people are sitting down there, it's just awkward.
It's awful.
Someone's sitting next to you doing work, and you're trying to blurt your lines out, and they're looking at you all weird.
Well, and I go in there's a little studio in the newsroom called Studio N, which is enclosed and everything. That's usually where I go. There are sometimes I can't use it, and then I'm stuck at one of those newsroom cameras, and it's the worst.
You can't really see anything because the light's in your face.
Right, and there's people around you playing solitaire and working. And,
it's like people are working just in an office setting, and you're doing a show.
Right. And trying to do comedy.
Yeah, trying to do comedy.
It's one thing if you're just if you're reading news off a prompter or whatever, okay, but you're sitting there trying to do comedy.
That's a tough spot.
Trying to act and react to people that are somewhere else. You're just in an office.
Yeah.
But he pulls it off.
Yeah.
And he does a great job on that red eye.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess that was it with curling. After all those tweets, I think we want to talk more about it.
Talk more about it. I'll talk about it all damn morning.
What does it mean to wiggle your stone and into the house? And what are some of these terms?
Well, the house is what looks like the bullseye.
Right.
The
button is the middle
area. The button's the middle area. Yeah.
And what does wiggle mean? And why do you need to wiggle at times?
I have no idea.
Wiggle?
Real? Yeah, I haven't heard that.
I don't know. That was probably something with the broom. I have no idea.
How many little, is there a lot of little beads on the ice? Like, how come when people to go through with the broom, all of a sudden the beads of ice are gone?
Yeah, that's a good point, Andy. If it's all about the beads, you can sweep the beads away. First throw.
Yeah. Would you get there early and do it?
Yeah, but you're not sweeping them all the way. Look, I don't know. I've never played the damn game. I just watch it. I'm the U.S. ambassador for curling, and
I'm trying to get a field trip together because I know there's a place in Jersey.
In Jersey, yeah, I want to go.
You go?
Yeah.
I go.
Absolutely.
And you go? How far is this place?
Jersey? Where in Jersey?
It might not be that far.
Plainfield?
Plainfield? Oh, that's
you know
down near
how
Voss.
bad. You know how bad we'd be.
Yeah, but who cares?
Let's
do it.
Bad we'd be. Like the first time you're ever just trying.
Take some of that radio money, rent the whole place out.
Yeah.
So then there's nobody there to see how bad we are. And we just go, we drink, we curl.
Like anyone can go up here. Anyone can really go bowling.
Right.
You know, you probably have at least one game where you're like, at least I broke 110 or something like that. Or you could shoot pool. You go to the pool place. Yeah. Curling would be like, the thing would be flying way past or just stopping way before it's supposed to.
That's why we have to go.
Yeah.
And it's a drinking sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
They should allow the drinking in the Olympics.
Are you able to have a few beers? Do you think they sell beers at the curling
Why not?
place?
Dude, think fucking bowling.
Yeah.
Curling is bowling.
But you're on, what kind of clothes do you need special shoes?
I think as long as you have tennis shoes, you're okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many people guys kind of slide with the...
Well, I think they have special shoes.
But how many people
you got to be that guy.
How many people break their elbows curling, you think? The fucking insurance to run a curling joint's got to be outrageous.
I'd wear cleats and just fuck their ice up. Just stomping, leaving big fucking...
Or snowshoes.
Let's change the sport and have axes instead of brooms. Just axe apart the fucking...
What are you doing to
What is it called? The sheet? We'll axe the sheet.
It's called the sheet.
Yeah. Oh, you really know...
I've been watching a lot of curling.
Opie kind of knows more.
I'm kind of mad because it's been on way too much. That's all.
It is amazing how
because
much
there's other sports I do want to see during the day. Every time I turn on MSNBC,
the two-man luge.
That's a little rough, isn't it?
What other sports do you want to see?
What other sports? Well, the hockey, absolutely.
Yeah.
The ski jump, which is already done. That thing that's pretty amazing.
The ski.
Did you like the NASCAR ski event thing?
I missed it.
That was pretty cool.
It was over the weekend, yeah.
Because they were bumping and shit.
Yeah,
that was
I wanted
right.
to see that. I'll have to try to catch that
online.
What
other sports do I want to see?
I saw the snowboard cross, which is the
cross
four guys
cool.
going down.
That's kind of cool.
The whole toboggan fucking...
The half-pipe shit is pretty cool with the snowboard.
Yeah, that's cool, but that's done too.
Yeah.
A lot of the cooler sports are done.
I don't get the luge and that stuff. It just looks like your job is to lie better than someone else.
Yeah,
like a politician.
Lie down. Oh, Jimmy.
I completely agree.
It's like one of those space monkeys in the capsule. They just put you in and...
But I'm sure that's not... I mean, they're steering with their feet or something.
Yeah,
but it just...
It's all about the push-off. And then you got to kind of keep a straight line through the turns and stuff.
And then gravity, wins.
Well,
just gravity.
And you can die. So I just don't see the point.
That is frightening.
I don't understand how you train for events that you can die at. Like, how do you learn?
Right.
How do you learn not to die?
Yeah, well, some people don't.
Yeah.
And with the luge, I mean, the condition of the course really makes a huge difference.
But that's also skiing and like the ski jump.
I
think
more with the luge and the toboggan thing, though, because you're really not doing much. So all of a sudden, it starts warming up in the middle of the competition. The ice slows down, and you could be the best in the world. You could easily be affected way more by that than I think the downhill. Downhillers are definitely affected.
I've seen the ski jump where the like real long, like what is that, the 90 meter, I think they call it, the ski jump, where every single person was just falling because there was low-lying clouds and they couldn't really get get a line on where they were landing, and everyone was crashing. They had to like stop the competition.
That's crazy.
They ought to
So the
combine.
weather does, in the Winter Olympics, the weather really does play a big part in it.
They should combine curling with luging. Like you send somebody down a luge thing, and there's two people probably go shak shak shak, the little brook
Sweeping in front of them,
and literally the luge is going like 3 miles an hour. Everybody's booing.
I thought you meant you throw some of the fucking stones up at him as he's coming down, and he's got to dodge them.
Will you put little electric brooms on the end of his luge?
Jesus, why would you do that? Why would you do that? These are silly sports.
It'd be fun to watch the motors burn out immediately.
Let's go to Andy in Utah. He's going to explain the beads on the ice because he volunteered at the 2002 Olympics.
Oh, great. Probably had nothing better to do. Go put beads on the ice. What are you doing? I'm beating the ice. Without me, there's no game.
Andy, what's going on?
Good evening.
Hey, man.
Hello, elitist.
Birthday, Jimmy.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, boys. I was volunteered in 2002. I got stuck into curling. I thought, what the hell is this? And I spent 2 weeks. It was phenomenal.
Explain it.
Yeah, were you the one holding the garden hose?
There's an actual Zamboni for the ice. They've got a tiny little Zamboni they use, and then they go out and they spray water on the ice, and it beads up, and that's...
But Andy said all that. What could you say differently?
Exactly. You were there, sir.
Well, I didn't talk about the midgets driving the Zambonis.
So do they have to put new beads on, like after every run? Or
after every match.
Every match.
Every match. All right, it's like the cheesy shit you put on the shuffleboard table.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, Andy, you did a lot.
Hoping he concurred.
Rob in Winnipeg. Rob.
Hey, guys. They usually clean the ice after 5 ends, and then what they do is they call it, when they're spraying the water on it, is they call it bebbling. So that they do that after the 5th end as well.
Bebbling.
And then they play 5 more ends. The sweeping keeps the rock straight. It doesn't make it curl. It also makes it go further if you sweep it. To get the rock to curl, it's when you put the turn on at the when you're releasing it, and the rocks curl because they're sharpened on the bottom, and they grip the ice with the sharpened running surface. And it looks like the whole rock is on the ice, but the running surface is only like 1/8 of an inch on the ice.
What? Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of concave in the middle.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's got a little concave.
I didn't know that.
I'm stunned at how much people know about curling and how interested people are during the Olympics. And then for 4 years,
Well, that guy was Canadian. They love it up there.
But like you love curling, but you never see it. You only watch it every 4 years.
Know. Well, it's not on.
I know. Isn't it amazing though how interested you'll be in a sport, and then all right, 4 years.
Yeah, I'll wait 4 more years.
Like 2 weeks before the Olympics started, I said, "Oh right, curling's back. Fantastic.
All right, we're gonna get to watch curling again."
I hate the last minute sweepers. They're not getting anything done.
But they're like going really fast
to try to get it out of the house. It's like, come on, it's too late. At that
like the
point.
guys on the other team.
The other team, last second sweepers.
Yeah, they should be allowed to do that.
Wait, what happens? Are there competing sweepers?
Yes. They're trying to fuck your throw up.
Yeah, they're trying to speed up your stone
point.
at the end to get it out of the house, or to do whatever they're trying to do. You sweep as it's going down the ice,
and then they're down there waiting with their brooms, and then when it comes in the house, they're like, "Hey!"
So they're allowed. Then you have to stop sweeping, and they begin sweeping.
Yes.
When do you stop sweeping?
It's when it crosses the T line.
The T line.
That's when the other team can start trying to get it out.
Well,
everybody's shaving that ice.
Who's going to win this whole thing?
Probably Canada.
Hawaii.
I mean, Canada is ridiculous. Like,
They're
I don't know. Did you watch
cheating,
the Canada-Great Britain match that was on the other day?
I did not.
That was like unbelievable. You just saw how much better they are than us.
Really?
This was just like 2 amazing teams. Yeah, they were making shots and that were just fucking ridiculous.
The girls are very attractive on the other team.
See the Danish girl topless?
Yeah. Yeah, thanks to you, I did.
All right, good.
Yeah. Is that the one that was crying because the Canadians
I don't know.
were yelling at her?
No, that was the German, I think.
She was like, poor girl, trying to do her job there, and then the Canadians are fucking yelling at her
Those
like a bunch
rude
of animals.
Canadians, you know?
What do you yell at someone who's pushing a rock on ice?
Well, they're just not used to having fucking fans in the stands.
Yeah.
They usually curl in front of their family, I think.
Well, it's supposed to be like a gentleman's game. You know, the crowd isn't supposed to be yelling like that.
They're a bunch of ruffians.
Crazy. They
Toughs.
are. Bunch of fucking curling hooligans.
Yep.
What are they yelling? Hey, ice cubes. What's a good curling heckle? Careful of the fishermen there in the middle of the ice.
Let's go to Mike in Colorado Springs. Mikey.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Hey, what about they're trying to get some more diversity in the luge and stuff, and they got what about the new one, the Skelly luge, the combination between the two-man luge and the skeleton. The first guy goes down on his back and with feet first, and the next guy goes down head first on his stomach.
That's just sledding. Sledding shouldn't be in the Olympics. We all could sled.
Yeah, flying saucer. Go down on a garbage can lid.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Would it be some good curling heckles?
I'm trying to
You
think.
call that rock pushing, do you?
Can we get you to Vancouver? We need you in the audience for the finals. A curling heckler. Well, let's see. They're called...
Go ahead.
I'll give you
Why don't you sweep your root cellar? Sweeping heckles. How do you heckle like that?
Jimmy, I'll give you some. I'll give you some just basic curling terms, and then maybe you could work up some heckles. You got stones, you got a button, you got a house, you got a T-line.
You got the hog line.
You got a hog line, you got a wiggle, you can wiggle the stone.
You call that stone wiggling?
Just you call that. That would be the best heckle ever. You call that.
Yeah.
And then just add it in.
Yeah, good job of sweeping.
I don't think that'd get her crying, though.
It'd be sarcastic now.
Yeah.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that translates.
What about button? You got anything for button?
What is the button?
That's like the fucking...
Oh, the bullseye.
That's the bullseye, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck getting that one on the button. I don't see that happening any time soon. Yuck.
Someone is just writing, nice stone, dick.
Yeah. Hey, that looks like your stone is gathering a little moss.
Hey, you'd have better luck curling your hair. That might get a bitch crying.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Matt LaFar from Queensbury. I can't do Steve C, unfortunately. He goes, here's the curling heckle. Steve C voice. What are you doing in my house?
In my house.
In my house.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Yeah. You call that curling, do you?
Do ya? You're fucking
An aggressive heckle.
By the way, great Canadian accent.
You'd be thrown out of the curling event.
Looks like that's going in the front door and out the back door of the house.
John R. from Buffalo is calling you Ted Scheckler, the curling heckler. Let's say hi to Dr. X in Mexico. Dr. X.
Dr. X.
Hey, boys. How you doing? I wish they would curl up and die already. Yeah. Get it? Because it's curling.
Get it?
Get it? Whenever you got to say get it.
Let's go to Matt in Massachusetts. Matt.
Hey, boys, I don't know if you caught it, but Jimmy's horrific Hawaii bomb.
Oh, man, that really was.
Damn it, I missed it.
It was a monumental bomb.
I hate missing Jimmy bombs.
Wow.
What was it?
Someone said, who's going to win all the curling? Who's going to win the curling? I said, Hawaii, because it's hot there. It got a 0.
It certainly did. I didn't even hear it.
You call that joke telling?
They throw pineapples.
Was I here for that?
Yes. Oh, wow. I wish I wasn't. Get some pineapple over water. It's playing that fucking horrible strumming music. Fucking
strumming me? You mean a ukulele?
Whatever it is.
All right.
You lazy hot weather fucking Eskimos. Fuck off. Jesus, what shitty non-state. Have a shark bite. Strum. Boo. Boo.
Ukulele.
They use the pineapple for everything in Hawaii.
Yes, they do.
We don't have no indoor plumbing.
Sorry. Steve C., what's up?
Yeah, how about you come on button and sweep the hog line in the pants?
Try it again, because I think your phone for real crapped out.
I bet it's a bomb.
How about you come unsnap this button and sweep the hog line in my pants?
Your phone stinks, dude.
What's up with your phone?
Hell.
No, try it again, sir.
Steve C., what's up?
Steve, try it again.
Button and sweep the hog line.
Hey! Do it again.
Steve.
He's on to us.
Hung up. Either that or hopefully it was a wall that interrupted him as he was driving. Yeah. Oh, you throw a curling rock like a stagecoach crosses a prairie.
It's a horrible heckling line.
It certainly is.
Sean in Georgia. Sean.
Hey, Jimmy, I know you like doing the Canadians, but I actually heard the Swedes are some of the worst hecklers at curling.
Is that true, Andy Levy, who knows everything about curling? The Swedes are bastards?
At heckling?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Because Jimmy does a terrific Swedish accent.
Is that right?
It's ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Close your eyes. You'll think you're hanging with a Swede today.
You'd think you're in Sweden.
Yeah, just close your eyes so we can all enjoy.
Hey, it looks like you got sweet Miss Coco on the ice.
That's Caribbean, Jimmy.
Oh, is it? I always mix them up.
Jimmy.
He mixes up his Caribbean and Swedish accents sometimes.
Am I Irish?
Hey, yay, pudding.
Don't say yay, pudding.
No, please don't say yay. Come on. That'd be a good heckle.
Don't say yay, pudding ever.
Melt the ice.
Just a man sharding on the ice alone. His right sneaker with residue on it.
Instead of sweeping, you just blow hot gas off
it. Two guys going back to back with their heinies over the ice.
Why do I laugh? I don't know why I laugh.
Because it's so stupid. No one's farts would be hot enough to melt ice.
Really, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's silly. No one would watch that sport.
It's very, everybody would.
Of course they would
to watch.
Yes.
I mean,
let's go to Canada and say hi.
What kind of great accents you have?
Scott in Canada wants in on this curling discussion. Scott.
Hey there, guys. Just apparently nobody knows what's going on. There's 4 guys that curl on each team. The lead throws the guard, and that goes past the hog line, which is that line up front.
Yeah.
And then the idea is to throw your rocks to in behind there, to in behind the guard, and then you slowly try and put rocks into the house to get your points.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it past the hog line, then the rock's burnt. So when we bonspiel up here, that's basically just when everybody drinks for the weekend. If the sweepers can get the rock to stick on the hog line, then whoever threw the rock has to buy double rounds for everybody.
Oh, the drinking game portion of the show. It is kind of like shuffleboard, where you have to get past a certain point on the table.
Wait, can you explain
so
that
you
got to
get past that line, or else the rock is burnt, which means it's not in play?
Correct. Yeah, if you don't get it past that, like there's that big line up in front of the house, like at the far end of the sheet of ice. And that's called the hog line. And you got to get the rocks past there, like you want to get some guards up, like the first 4 rocks that are thrown from the first and the second. The third is the guy that goes down and switches out with the skip at the end, so the skip can throw his rocks. But if those first 4 people, those first 2 people throw the rock and it hits another guard out of play, their guard is burnt. Like it's put back in at the back where the rest of the rocks go, because they got to keep up until those 4 rocks are thrown. They got to be in play. They can't be touched or moved until there's some rocks until those 4 rocks are played. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but and then you got to get the rocks in behind there so you can have some cover. Basically, it's more like an army game on some sort, a little bit of chess.
He hung in there a little just to see if maybe we'd acknowledge him.
Because he kept talking like and swallowing like as he realized no one was interested.
Oh my God! What a who gives a shit moment that was.
Holy crap!
God, did he go on and on about it?
And that ends our curling discussion.
Very excited about it.
Now I hate curling.
Yes, you hate it now.
We're going to take a break. Hannity Levy in studio from Red Eye. Jim Norton's going to be on tonight. Make sure you watch or at least DVR it.
I would wait, actually.
Why?
Until Thursday night.
Oh, it's on Thursday.
Of course.
Why can't they watch it both nights?
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be a higher quality show on Thursday.
And who knows who gets the big Ozzy Osbourne interview on Red Eye.
What?
What are you talking about?
I believe.
What are you talking about?
Ozzy's being not in studio, but I believe he's doing a remote interview.
When?
I believe it could be today. I don't know.
How sick of you is Ozzy Osbourne?
I'm not there.
I just want to know.
No, he's not.
I don't care if you're there tonight or see him again.
Ozzy's number 4 on the New York Times bestseller list. He's probably very happy that he has a friend who helps him promote.
Yeah, who's that?
I don't know. Me.
Oh, why don't you promote his book? Why don't you?
Yeah, you'd be better off pushing I Am Ozzy down the ice. You'd better off getting I Am Ozzy on the ice and pushing it through the beads. If you call that curling. You're making about as much of a curling dent as the Zamboni in grass.
That's just an awful heckle.
Of course it is.
I'd love to know what they were really heckling this guy.
It was probably horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Hope your tits get caught in a fan.
They weren't, by the way, they weren't heckling the German. That's not what she was just upset because they were really, really loud, but they weren't actually heckling.
Oh, it wasn't heckling. Well, what were they doing? Just going
They were just cheering and yelling and whatever.
Too much excitement.
And
it was the Danish broad that was topless.
God, Jesus Christ! Calm the fuck down, then.
Yes,
it was like they were heckling.
No, they weren't heckling.
All right, let's go to break.
Throwing logs on the ice.
We got Mick Foley. He's going to be in studio next, so stay right there. More with Hannity Levy as well. Opie and Anthony. We got a busy show today. We got to say hi to our old friend Mick Foley. It's been a little while, but Mick Foley's in studio. Mick's going to be at the Comedy Factory in Baltimore on Wednesday night. TotalExtremeComedy.com.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You're body slamming people in between punchlines?
You know, it's false advertising. There's nothing total or extreme or arguably even comedic about what I do out there. You know, you guys have had me on here, right? I mean, you could say that some of the stuff I say is funny, but it's not total or extreme. But people come and they have a...
You definitely make them laugh, Mick Foley.
I'll make them laugh.
We were just telling Mick, and we should continue the conversation, at the pay-per-view on Sunday, your old pal, The Undertaker, kind of had a break character. He was coming out to do his thing, and he got lit on fire. He got lit up.
Man.
I did not see it. Sam was talking about it and tweeting it. Sam was tweeting about this instead of the USA versus Canada Olympic hockey game.
You talk about the women's game?
No, it was the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, no, I'm Canadian hockey.
I think even Mick Foley would watch Olympic hockey over a wrestling pay-per-view event, Sam,
That's
is what I'm
true.
getting at.
In my home, even though I'm a TNA guy, my kids were watching the Friday night show on DVR, and they were talking about this Sunday, and they figured out that it was this Sunday about 5 minutes from the time they were watching. They're like, Dad, can we get the pay-per-view? So I was watching. I wasn't aware that he was burned, but I'll certainly go back and...
Wait, you have to buy... Hold on. You have to buy the pay-per-views for the company you used to work for your kids.
You know what's funny is
That's fucked up.
I did not work out an arrangement with them when I left to give me free programming.
You're not getting shit, Mick Foley. You're not getting shit.
You fucking kid.
That's right.
You have to pay for your kids to watch your old company.
It's the first time I've done it, you know.
That's
First time I've done it. But
you know how many bumps this guy is taking, Andy Levy? He should get free fucking pay-per-views for his
I'm
kids.
making up for all the birthdays I missed. All
It
those
ain't
first
called
words.
free per-view if you split your head open.
What happened, though, Sam?
Well, the
because it is on TMZ, so this is big news for a lot of people.
Yeah,
it
TMZ.
can't be. I was on TMZ, so it's not necessarily.
What kind of big news is that?
Yeah.
They posted like a fan video that somebody got because you couldn't really tell watching the pay-per-view, but the Undertaker was doing his entrance.
Shit. He is on fire.
Fireballs come up from the ground, and he stood there, and all of a sudden one of the fireballs came up directly under him and just completely engulfed him. So instead of doing the slow Undertaker walk, he had to run as fast as he could to the ring and rip his coat off. And I guess they poured water all over him. They left the lights down.
It wasn't a work. Come to think of it, I could see there was a visible burn on his chest when he was wrestling.
But he's the dead man. Why would he care?
Well, dead men get burned too.
That's true.
They don't feel it, would they?
Yeah, why would he feel it?
Well, because it would be visible. You'd see the scarring, and then it would look bad
So,
on
Anthony,
pay-per-view.
what you're telling me is even when he's burned, you're going to try to claim there's fakery involved.
Come on, he's not really dead. Yes.
Why don't you show Anthony how fake wrestling is, Mick Foley?
I love that gag.
I know, that gag always makes me
You know,
laugh.
these type of things happen. I just mentioned off air in 1996, Toronto, one of the, I think the last wrestling show at Exhibition Stadium. I was wrestling The Undertaker here. We're watching it right now. And they had three parts of the ring. Three corners were supposed to be engulfed in flames.
Oh, no.
And he was up in front of that fourth one, and I guess somebody didn't rig it correctly, and that thing just, boom, went off right in his face and, you know, burned the eyebrows off. Maybe not as serious as this one. Let me take a look. All right, he's walking. Oh, man!
Wow, he's on fire. Holy shit, it is on TMZ if you want to see Undertaker on fire.
Running.
Wow.
Why can't they figure that out? Why are we still burning people? You would think there'd be a nice, big, huge X on the floor.
Well,
Don't step on this X.
Look at that, man. You know,
You ripped his...
Wow. I'll tell you what, the odd thing is, the ironic thing is, in another sporting event, say, you know, Kobe goes up in flames.
Yeah.
They take a little time out, you know?
You just don't see that.
It was the Undertaker's outro pyro that they accidentally burned up some of their fans a couple years ago at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
What? Oh, yeah.
They ought to calm his lighting fire down.
That's why you're so much better. My next memoir, after this next one, which comes out in September, is going to be called Mick Foley, I Never Had Pyro. Not one single sparkler went off when I came to the ring.
Well, it's all such a Michael Jackson ripoff anyway.
Yeah, the whole burning thing on stage.
It's been done already.
Yeah, stop.
It's been done already. Andy Levy's right.
Did he go in there and perform after that?
Oh,
He
yeah.
defended the title. He lasted till the end of the Elimination Chamber, and if it wasn't for that damn Shawn Michaels, he'd probably still be champion.
What's the Elimination Chamber?
Listen.
Do you realize the most exciting hockey game in recent memory was on the same time? No offense, Mick Foley, you know.
I'm not offended. I don't work for those guys.
All right, good. see, TNA was smart enough not to put anything up against the hockey game. See, that's how it's been.
Yeah. This, our next pay-per-view hopefully will go up some weaker competition.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
Yeah, right.
That's what, you know what, Norton, that's one of my struggles, all right? I can set up a joke, but I was saying in the green room to Sam, I said, I'm like a boxer who's got a good jab. I can control the tempo with my storytelling, my rugged but disarming good looks. No, not there for you? Yeah, sure. But unless I got some firepower, unless I got a good right hand, you can't follow up on those stories. And that's where I'm falling short.
Well, do you write?
I do, yeah. I mentioned that when I was at the Improv, you know, what's Patrice's last name?
O'Neill.
Patrice O'Neill. I mentioned ahead of time, I said, I got this song I've been thinking about doing, like a parody. For voyeurs instead of Elton John, Someone Saved My Life Last Night. Someone nailed my wife last night. Mm-hmm. And I had the little thing, and I was there. I didn't care. I'm a horny guy, and horny guys are free to spy. But that's all I had. So they bring in Patrice to play the piano. I go upstairs to try to figure out lyrics to this song I had in my mind. And my next door neighbor from 25 years ago shows up. And I end up going on stage with no song. but singing it and making up as I went along. And you realize this is the improv. You don't. And granted, the name is the improv,
but you're not supposed to make it up as you go along.
And
So
Patrice was playing piano?
he came over with a phone call. They said, "Hey, Mick Foley's here. Do you want to come over and help him out a little bit?" He was over in like 10 minutes.
What improv?
The one in L.A. The one on
Melrose.
Wait, you sure it was Patrice?
I'm sure it was. Yeah,
Okay.
that big. I mean,
All
it's on. There's a big. Believe me, we took advantage.
Piano? Patrice plays piano?
You didn't know that?
No.
He's never
You
told
sure we're
us?
talking about the same guy?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I can't imagine Patrice on a
If
piano.
Patrice O'Neill plays piano, I'm going to ask him to play, and then I'm going to slam that little lid shut and break his fingers.
Or bring up total extreme comedy, and we'll see if he's the guy in the picture.
That's a good way to do it.
Okay.
You could
Hope
tell
it's someone else.
Wait, you can
Go
tell
ahead,
your
Sam.
black people apart, right?
Watch him be a small guy.
you know what?
Turned out to be Chris Tucker.
I'll tell you what. Apparently, I can't. One of the best moves I made. I was put in the second row at the UFC fight,
Right.
And I know some of the guys, but I don't know all the guys. Yeah, that's it, right?
Hold on.
Tell me that's not
This is the guy we killed Patrice over. This is the guy we killed Patrice over. It's Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson. You don't know. Hold on. You don't know how funny this is because Jimmy was out and Patrice was in. I'm like, Patrice, this Craig Robinson is getting every role you should be getting. Holy shit! It's Craig Robinson. You have no idea, man. We beat him up about Craig Robinson all the time, and you made
Craig Robinson plays the piano, right? He's funny, but he's not Patrice. All right. Okay, I learned a valuable lesson. Almost as valuable as the lesson I would have learned when I was sitting behind Rashad Evans at the UFC fight and just about went, "Excuse me, Quentin."
No.
And I even asked Bruce Pritchard, I was like, "Is that Quentin Jackson?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so." And I was, it's a good thing I had no real question to ask him. I just wanted to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Quentin, how do you feel about this fight?" And then they showed him on the thing. I only got the flannel in the background, and they put up Rashad Evans. I was like, thank God those two hate each other.
Was the guy that said, "I think so," a friend of yours?
Bruce Pritchard.
Did he set you up?
No.
Because me and Florentine set up Norton so fucking bad at a book signing or a party. There were a bunch of celebrities there.
It was a Comedy Central
thing.
The Dennis Leary roast after party.
And Jimmy, he loves getting his pictures with a celebrity. We've told the story a few times, but for Mick Foley's sake.
I want to hear it, yeah.
And Jimmy's getting all these pictures with all these famous people, and then me and Florentine, there was a black guy across the room talking to a few ladies, and and me and Florentine working off each other, like, that guy, he's in that show. Oh, and Jimmy's like, who is he? Who is he? And we're like, I'm not.
He's a new action star.
Yeah, new action star.
New big action star.
So Jimmy, make a long story short, goes over and starts tapping the guy as he's talking to these girls.
What a prick.
He goes, "Can I get your picture?" And the guy's like, "He's a nobody." And he's like, "Yeah, I guess. Why do you want a picture with me?"
I'm trying to find the picture. He looked like he should be famous.
Jimmy's such an easy mark, too, because he's just an eager little boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He does look like somebody.
And you can see me laughing in that because as I'm doing it,
You realize?
I see Opie and Jim laughing. And I'm like, these pieces of shit just got me.
See, that's so that's why that guy should have made,
Let me blow it up. It's fun. I
haven't seen that picture in a long time.
While he's blowing it up, could I mention a story that took place at this great fundraiser place called Abilities? You know where Albertson is, right?
Oh, no.
Albertson, Long Island?
What is,
Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's Nassau County, getting close to Queens.
What is it?
The town.
The town's called Albertson?
Yeah.
Okay,
And the place used to be called National Center for Disabilities, but they,
smile.
put a much more positive slant on it.
I knew that was coming, by the way. I just had to look at
Jimmy switched pictures, and it's a nice duty shot.
Giant fucking electrical spool of cable
curling.
Yeah, that's curling.
That's actually him.
Can I see that picture? I haven't seen that in years.
Looks the same.
Oh, Jesus. What the fuck, man? Can I see up to you?
Jimmy's laughing. Yeah, look at Joe. You're like, I'm an asshole.
I knew they were getting me.
See, because we couldn't act it out anymore. We were trying to stay in character, but we blew it ourselves. All right, Mick Foley, the story, yes.
Story is, we're at this great fundraiser, and they've had Frank Gifford and Jim Brown, Jack Nicklaus there in the past, it's their sports night. They raise a lot of money. It's a good night. And this guy, Nunzio, you remember Nunzio from the Full-Blooded Italian tag team? little guy, little Italian guy. And he says to Tommy Dreamer, he goes, hey, Dreamer, he goes, I'd like to meet Darryl Strawberry. Where is he? And everybody literally has a volunteer standing next to them with a sign that says their name. So Dreamer says, Darryl Strawberry would be the guy standing next to the sign that says Darryl Strawberry. He goes, what about Marty Lyons? Where would he be? He goes, Marty Lyons is the guy over there next to the sign that says Marty Lyons. So meanwhile, Dreamer comes over to me, he goes, we've got to get a picture with Scott Hamilton. You know, Scott Hamilton's a little diminutive gold medalist. He goes, and we got to look like as cool and as crazy and, you know, mean, sick as we possibly can. We'll put it on the website. So we go up and we take a little picture of Scott, you know, and Scott's in the middle of it. He's about 1.5 foot short. He goes, hands out like this, like, oh, gee, you know, Dreamer and I are like we're ready to kill somebody. And Nunzio goes, yeah, I'd like to meet Rod Gilbert. Where is he? Dreamer goes, that's him right there. So Nunzio walks up to this little guy. Rod Gilbert's a hockey Hall of Famer, grizzled veteran, scars everywhere. And he walks up to Scott Howley. He says, hey, Rod, how are you? Big Rangers fan. I just thought it'd be timely given that, the men's figure skating made such an impact a few days ago.
You watching the Olympics?
I'm dabbling a little bit, you know,
What's your sport? Like Andy loves the curling.
You like the curling?
Love the curling.
Loves the curling.
Do you like the curlers or the people who shave the ice?
Yeah, I like them all. The sweepers, the throwers, it doesn't matter.
I sit there and I look at that and I go, and pro wrestling's not a sport, huh? Like, you got someone actually smoothing the ice out in front of you, like a boat driving in front of the swimmers, you know, to decrease their wake. I like the women's figure skating. Going back to my Dorothy Hamill thing in '76, I like
just
the women's
solo woman out there.
Solo,
just
not
skating.
a big ice dancing person.
No, ice dancing sucks.
No, not a real big fan of the men's. Yeah,
and the men. No.
What about the 2-man luge?
That's
what about the 2-man luge?
Hey, there have been some things I've seen in the squared circle. Hey, almost matched the 2-man luge. Let's get ass match where
let's get into the
Vince's ass buffing was pretty good.
But let's get into the 2-man luge for a second. How do you make that move? You decide you need to do some luging with a guy.
Yeah, why do you want to go? Why not just be the one man?
And the first run down the hill, like how do you break the ice and go? Okay, I'll lay down first, and you lay across my cock.
That's how it happens. You're like, I want to luge. I'd like a dick in my ass. I don't have enough time to do both.
It's the same decision that every center who plays football has to eventually come to.
I'm going to have my knuckles on your nuts.
You just got to jump in.
And that's pretty much it.
You just got to jump in and do it.
Well, I think it's just like I'm a bottom. I need a top. I think that's how you break it down.
I need a top for my luge.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's wow.
Yeah. Why not just go single though?
It's not worth it. That gold medal's not worth it.
And I'll tell you what,
embarrassing.
It's not
it's
worth
like,
it.
I got the gold. Fuck.
I'll tell you.
Oh, really? In what sport?
Hide it.
Double luge.
At that sports night that I mentioned, there's a guy named Jim Wasco who just missed out on a bobsledding bronze. And I got to tell you, it doesn't carry much weight there. You got Jack Nicklaus and Jim Brown and Gail Sayers. You're like, and this guy almost medaled.
Almost.
Yeah.
Bobsled.
No, it's not quite cutting it.
No. Hey, the wrestling's going well, Mick.
Yes.
TNA's going up against what, Raw?
TNA, starting on March 8th, goes head-to-head with the mighty Raw. And this is bold decision by Dixie Carter and Hulk Hogan. And hopefully it'll be one of those things that gets people really talking about wrestling again. Because, when I used to come on here, when I started coming on with you guys about 10 years ago, that's all people wanted to talk about. And it's kind of, we still have a good audience. Raw has got a stronger one than we do. But we've still, by cable audience standards, a couple million people a week is really good. So we're trying to get that couple million combined with Raw to get back up to the, 9-10 million figure that we had 10 years ago. It's an uphill struggle, I won't lie with you.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of talent at TNA, though.
I think we got
people have been moving
more
over.
talent, and I think, people used to really enjoy the guys on the microphone, and a lot of it was ad-libbed, and in the past, 8-9 years, that's changed. But I'd say TNA has a lot of those guys who were really good at it in its heyday. So when it comes, with the exception, they've got some great guys in WWE who can do some talking. But, guys like Hulk and, and like me, hopefully I'm included in that, and Bischoff and, Kevin Nash, guys who could really talk a good game. We've got those guys, good facial, recognition with the fans, and a lot of young guys that people are not familiar with and need to be. Right, Norton?
Yeah.
They need to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jesus. So that's not Patrice there, huh?
No, that is the best because we've read Patrice.
That's
to no end about that guy.
That could be Patrice.
Because Patrice should be having all the Craig Robinson roles.
You don't know that's
and
not
Craig Robinson's a funny guy. He's a good
Craig
guy.
Robinson's he's a gentlemanly guy.
Very nice guy.
I saw him on a plane. He could have been more pleasant.
Yeah.
And Patrice says that's why he gets the work.
Yeah.
Because he's a nice guy. And Patrice is an insufferable prick.
And it's not that Patrice, it's that Patrice will, even when you're not being a prick to him, if someone's like, hey man, how you doing? Shut up!
Yeah.
Why do you even care? It's like he's a producer.
I gotta answer that.
And the producer with a young girl.
Said, how are you doing?
Producer with a younger woman, it's obvious. Yeah. Come here, what are you with him?
Yeah. What you doing with that motherfucker over
Chris
there?
Rock told him,
the producer that you could have got work for.
Yeah, Chris Rock told him to his face why he doesn't get the roles, remember? That was a very awkward day on the show.
He was gonna be the father on Everybody Hates Chris.
Right.
It was gonna be the father.
But he blew it.
Chris Rock said, you have the job. You fucked it up.
Unbelievable. Hey, I'm just going to read this as a feedback. Foley, you can comment if you like. If not, that's fine too. Sonny Black, I don't even know. He says, can you get Foley to retell the story of Jimmy Snuka doing coke in the bathroom? Did you tell that story on our show? And I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't remember that one.
Let me use the word allegedly. Allegedly, right? And,
so you know the rules.
Allegedly. This is a story. This actually came via The Rock, who does a great Superfly. Superfly was my guy. If I hadn't seen him dive off the cage in '83 on Morocco, I probably wouldn't have gotten into wrestling. And this is F-bombs are allowable here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You want me to go that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I've told a couple times with the word messed, substituting for the F verb.
Nah.
And I'll go all out. Jimmy had left WWE in, I think, 1985 or 84, at arguably the peak of his popularity. I guess he was hard to deal with. He would show up at Madison Square Garden, be sold out, and he had a guy with him specifically to babysit him, a guy named Bob Bradley, and he'd look out, Superfly would look out at the crowd, and he'd say, "Not tonight, brother." Just boom, drive it on down the road, and then they'd
Why did he do that?
"Not tonight, brother." He wasn't feeling it, I wasn't feeling it,
This is what people dream of.
Not tonight, brother.
So they would do a battle royal instead, and so WWE released him. He was one of the 2 or 3 most popular guys in the world. So he joined the AWA, and AWA had allegedly had their concerns about him. And Greg Gagne went to his dad, Vern. He goes, "Dad, I'm a little worried about Snuka." And Vern says, "Why is that, Greg?" He goes, "Guys, he's kind of fucked up." Superfly overheard it. And he comes in and he goes, "You think the Superfly is fucked up? You think the Superfly is fucked up?" He said he went into a bathroom stall and you heard the basic sounds of what appeared to be a hand separating cocaine very quickly, followed by just inhuman snorting sounds. And he came out of the bathroom stall, his eyes were wide open. He goes, "Now, the Superfly is fucked up." Allegedly.
Who knows what he was doing in there, but
we don't know, right?
He was at the Comedy Cellar one night, and I didn't know who he was. I'm just and I love Snuka growing up, too.
Yeah.
But it was a big guy sitting there in the front with his arms folded and his sunglasses, and he wasn't being a dick. He was just, not there. And I'm like, who is this big, uncomfortable, frightening mother? And then someone's like, that was Snuka. I'm like, God damn it, I wish I would have known.
Okay. Do we have the
you want to play it again?
Yeah, I got to hear this.
Let me hear this.
We love our IDs. One of the best IDs ever was from
Superfly did some of the best IDs for us.
We don't have Charles.
Do we have the outtakes and stuff?
Oh, here it is.
Opie and Anthony. This is the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and you, okay, let me start. You're listening to Opie and Anthony. This is Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and you're listening to Opie and Anthony. It's the Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and you're listening to Opie and Anthony. Superfly Jimmy Snuka on your radio dial.
On your radio dial.
Where's he from?
He's, I guess he's from Fiji. I mean, people always wonder about.
He gives that impression.
Wrestler. He's definitely from one of those sides. It's possible he's from one of the other islands.
Columbus, Ohio.
Right? No, he's definitely of that. Yeah, you know.
How old is he, Mick?
Island of Santa. Man, he's got to be 60 or so now.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Is he still in shape? And what's he doing? You know what I mean?
You know what? He's still in shape, but, you know, I mean, he's really starting to show not only his age, but, you know, it was a rough life he led.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was refereeing, and I was only like 36, but I was retired. And I was the guest referee, and Superfly was coming off of abdominal surgery, and he did the leap anyway, just for me, because I was the big fan, and it was a thrill when The Rock and I got to do a segment with him on TV. Do you remember The Rock used to do that stuff about the pie?
Oh, yeah.
And I was right there when he said, hey, am I allowed to say poontang pie? And I was like, no way he's going to be able to say that. Within 5 seconds, yeah, that'll be okay, Rock. This is, 1999, so The Rock's thing was The Rock loves pie. And we introduce this old lady. The Rock's introducing a lady supposed to be my neighbor. She's about 87 years old. And she claims that she used to leave her front window open for pie and her back door open for strudel, which is like the worst double penetration, thinly veiled euphemism.
He got away with it, though.
That was in the glory days of, like, just
anything goes,
sleaze,
right?
man. It was
like,
great.
This isn't even creative, you know? and so The Rock does his, oh my, you're telling me, you know, and then the Superfly comes out, and he's supposed to say, the Superfly loves pie. And instead he goes, let me tell you something, Brother Rock, Brother Mick, the Superfly loves cake. He's just a little bit off in the culinary art scale, but
a lunatic.
Just doesn't have quite the cake.
Holy shit, cake.
One of our favorite guests of all time, Iron Sheik.
Oh my God!
Fucking Iron
that
Sheik.
guy
He peed his pants in studio.
I saw the picture.
You saw the picture.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of the greatest moments we've ever had on this show. You're gonna have to shit your pants or something, Mick, to have a better appearance than the Iron Sheik.
Already done.
I fuck him in the ass,
and he likes to.
He loves fucking in the ass to show that he is a man. He will fuck any man in the ass.
That would frighten me, man. That would really frighten me.
Hulk Hogan, I will fuck him in the ass. He says.
Talks about his what? How 11-inch, 12-inch cock?
Yes, my giant cock. I will take my giant cock and stick it in his ass and show him what a man is.
No, and humble him.
Humble him. He will be humbled from my cock. You're like, so they go, what the fuck are you talking about?
I didn't know the Sheik that well. You know, I've just got a couple little Sheik stories. Like when he was informed that he tested positive on the drug test, he went, wonderful. Positive.
Positive is good. Oh, wonderful. That's good. You don't want to be negative. Positive is good.
I think this is turning into story time with Mick Foley. Danny and Philly has one. Danny?
Hey, boys.
Hey.
Hey, Mick, I wonder if you can retell the story about the Undertaker's explosive staph infection in his elbow.
Oh man. Yeah. This is kind of a downer, but hey, as long as things are, I'm getting a couple laughs. Can we mention I'm going to be at the Comedy Factory? It's a good time to sneak it in there, right?
It really is.
And you know what I was thinking? The same way, like on Thursday night, Hulk Hogan really stood up. He endorsed Abyss. He gave him his Hall of Fame ring, and he convinced him that Abyss was like a superhero who didn't have a cape. They needed a ring. And as soon as Hogan put that ring on his finger, Abyss was like, I can feel it. It was really good programming. And I was wondering if maybe Norton could be my Hulk Hogan when it comes to comedy. Like, you don't actually have to believe what you're saying.
It's got a cock ring if you need one. Slip that on.
You don't have to go to a show, but if you could come in like Friday and go, I went to that benefit at Broadway and, you know.
I'll be gone. I'll be gone on Friday. I'm doing the House of Blues in Cleveland.
Look at him backpedal.
Yeah. No, I'll be away.
He's going to be gone.
He wasn't asking for you to tell the truth.
Yeah.
No, but I wouldn't be here. I would commit. I would do it.
Can't you pre-tape it?
Maybe Monday come in and say you saw it or
you know,
heard
a few of us are going to go to the show, Mick.
All right, that'd be
Let me
nice.
get the plugs in really fast.
All right,
Foley will be
thanks.
at the Comedy Factory in Baltimore on Wednesday. That's TotalExtremeComedy.com. And then the next night at the Broadway Comedy Club here in Manhattan, right?
Yes.
Where is the Broadway Comedy Club?
Is that 53rd? Where's
53rd?
I don't know.
Matt
They should have given
Bridgestone?
me the address here.
I
But
had a flyer. Here it is.
it's a 7 o'clock show. It's a $20 cover, but it's a Haiti benefit show. Mick Foley doing the right thing, so helping out Haiti.
It is. It's all going to UNICEF. They're doing a really good job on the ground there. I know it seems like forever ago, but those guys, everyone there is in need of a lot of help. And I was asked to do it, just a week or so after that disaster. And so
we don't really believe in Haiti, but it's good for you, though, Nick.
I don't believe in it.
That's because you never wrestled with Mr. Haiti.
No, of course. I mean, Haiti's a disaster.
I wrestled the Iron Sheik.
I don't know.
The only time I wrestled the Iron Sheik.
Most sincere thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Yeah, right?
We're always aware that. We're always aware, though, on the show, any line could get us fired. So you just got to follow it up with something.
Yeah.
Just something that you could go with.
But did you hear about the altercation between Awesome Kong and Bubba the Love Sponge? Bubba is
we're not a fan of Bubba.
But then you'll appreciate the fact that Awesome Kong teed off on him for things he said about Haiti on his Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, I went after him for that. I mean, that was a piece of shit move on his part.
And I said the next day I saw him, and he was still, he didn't get beaten up, but still, she's a big woman.
She roughed him up for real? Because some people are like, was that a work for...
No, definitely not. I mean, she was really into it. She held a fundraiser, and she raised...
Explain for the people, because there are a lot of people that have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. Bubba did mention some shit about Haiti that was just
right. It was way out of hand. And Awesome Kong is a wonderful young lady, but she's also a very scary presence. Big, mean girl. Probably
scarier than Precious and Monique
combined. Yeah.
Combined?
Wow. Yeah. And so she's very sensitive, but also very dangerous. And she said she meant to just speak to Bubba, but when emotion took over, she ended up, I guess, putting a little bit of a beating on him.
Holy Mother of God.
Throwing some wild punches. And the next day, I just walked up to Bubba. I said, Bubba, you all right? And he said, yeah, man, I'm okay. I said, just for the record, I couldn't disagree with you more on Haiti. And he said that hurt him more than if I'd yelled at him. It was like your dad saying he's disappointed.
Yeah.
So he came up to me later and he goes, I got to tell you, man, that really hurt. He said, I didn't really say anything that bad, did I? I said, you said fuck Haiti. Like how many different ways can you construe that?
Fuck Haiti as people were still buried.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
even any time going by.
That woman with that getup on, this leather getup, should be chasing Heston through a cornfield.
Oh, hey.
Look, I'm just saying.
Get a more recent photo. She's got the braids.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not Patrice?
No, it's Craig Robinson and Craig.
Yeah, Craig again.
Mick,
Craig Robinson.
You didn't do the staph infection.
Oh, yeah,
story. Is that a good one or is that a downer?
It's not a downer. It's a good story, and it's indicative of how tough the Undertaker is. We're a guy we just saw on TMZ. He got burned, engulfed in flames. He still went on with the match. The only thing he did was he threw his jacket off and ran a little bit. And so when we wrestled, we had a boiler room brawl where we used a lot of different objects, and he ended up landing in the fluorescent light bulbs that I had, he had thrown me through, but his elbow got badly infected. So we showed up in Puerto Rico, and you know how they call him the dead man? Well, in this instance, he really looked like a dead man. I mean, and his elbow was, it was just obscenely swollen. And you always have to wonder about the doctors who believe in the lancing and the squeezing. Like, I'm not sure that's very close cousin to leeching and bleeding. And I remember here's my opponent, and the doctor, he was about from here to the wall, and the doctor squeezed that thing, and it was like the type of load that Norton talks about in his comedy special. Yes. Boom! It just splattered against the wall, and that night it took him like several minutes to get to the ring, but he made it. And I'd say the grossest thing was yet to happen, which is I came walking out. And I'd always heard Puerto Rico was a bad place to where they'd sell batteries to the fans. The fans would throw batteries and rocks into the ring.
Nice, thanks.
Fans buy a rock for a quarter, throw them at the wrestlers. And in this case, I'm walking out. I know it's going to be kind of a tough match because Undertaker's going to be limited because he's almost dead. And I felt the sensation of about 24 ounces of warm urine just being poured. It's really hard to get excited about.
No.
It was like, oh my God, that was urine, wasn't it? And but we
those motherfuckers.
But what happened is the urine ended up sanitizing the
there you go.
staph infection.
So it worked.
Saved his life.
All for the best.
Saved his life. And someone is saying there's a penis suplex story.
Too long.
Are you sick of
Too
these
long.
stories?
Yeah, no, it's a good story.
What about Sid Vicious? Sid Vicious, excuse me, shitting his pants in a match against Undertaker. Too long? Not real?
I wasn't there for it.
Okay.
I don't know about it.
By the way, there are
are
people who will pay good money to have 24 ounces of urine poured on them. So we make that clear.
Yeah. Sitting to your left.
Can I say, when I watched the Norton special, that's how you closed, right? With the girl, you weren't sure whether she was coming or urinating.
Oh, yeah, squirting. It's a true story.
Squirting, and you said, and you realized you didn't care. And it's like, bam, that's your finishing move in wrestling. You bring it right home because you can't get any higher than that.
Fucking nice.
Oh, I forgot about that joke.
Well, you got a lot going on, Mick. You got the comedy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Comedy Factory in Baltimore. Then Thursday, Broadway Comedy Club. Doing the right thing for Haiti.
And you want to hear something cool?
Yeah.
My next interview later today, right after Open Anthony.
Come on.
Politico.com.
Oh, yeah, you're a political guy. What about Air America? You were an Air America guy?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not as into it as I was. Actually, the thing I'm doing with Politico is really not political.
Okay.
But you know what? I just realized, man, it's really not going to change much. And, you know, I have 4 kids, and I was starting to become a nuisance walking around. My wife was so tired of hearing my political viewpoint, you know. I was spending like 6 or 7 hours between reading and news, and I'm like, and you know what? My vote in New York means less than the guy who's never read the paper in Ohio.
Just spouting.
So you know, once you realize that you don't even like being around yourself, you guys remember my political years on here, right? Mm-hmm. Not so much.
Well, no, into it from time to time.
Yeah. You know what?
I've gotten into it.
There's a frustration out there right now.
Oh, it's big frustration.
There's a frustration in America right now.
People are very angry.
And, I mean, they're like...
I don't like the fact that Obama's pretty much got this new health care thing that is, you know, same as the old one, pretty much. And they're saying they're just going to pass it regardless. They don't give a shit. But you know, they'd like to work with the Republicans, keeping them out of the meetings. That's working with them. And then just using their numbers to pass this through. And watching all of them get thrown the fuck out in November. Like, what is the purpose? I don't understand what the purpose is.
You're trying to drag the political stuff out of me, aren't you?
Yes. It's
let's have a political match.
So presumptuous to just think, hey, everyone wants this, and think that he's alienating people because everyone doesn't want this, and a lot of his cronies are going to be gone in November.
I would say some of the cronies will. If I was Barack, I would have waited until after the midterms. Get a better track record of getting big things accomplished in a bipartisan way.
That just goes to show you he has this But you know what? He thought, I'm going to get this healthcare thing passed. Everyone's going to love it, and the midterms will come, and everyone will vote Democrat, and it's going to be great.
You know what? I think if it had passed through without so much anger, that people would have loved it. And I think if it does get passed, in 10 years from now, people will look back and they'll say, we were fighting against this?
Oh, really?
I believe so.
As they're still trying to pay off over $1 trillion of debt because of it? It's just...
Wait, because of it?
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't. How has it racked up any debt if it hasn't gone into effect yet?
That's the estimate, which of course government estimates are always right on the money.
I know that.
Boy, they're never. Oh, literal Jim.
Norton, I need your help on this one here.
Well, he always says this.
He always says this.
Look, this is what I misjudged, and I think he must have misjudged. No. I misjudged.
Oh, okay.
I didn't judge it. Mick Foley misjudged it. I misjudged the anger out there. I saw Obama. I was like, who couldn't like this guy? Like, I could understand why people wouldn't like Hillary Clinton. I thought maybe legislation will get stalled because they have something personal against her. But I was like, who couldn't like this guy? And it turns out a lot of people don't like that guy.
And it's not, you know what, he seems like a nice enough guy. And to tell you the truth, he does seem sincere when he talks about wanting to maybe help. But there's, the cronies he's had surrounding him are very questionable. Nancy Pelosi, I just, cunt is the only word that comes to mind. I can't. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I had to drop
I'm really
it.
Sorry.
Wow. I had to drop the C-bomb.
Let me.
I had to.
Let me become a Democratic strategist here for just a moment, okay?
Certainly.
They need 4 years of hard drinking just to erase that latte drinking liberal thing, so that even if Republican, the show you do is on Fox, right? Mm-hmm. So can't you guys imagine just saying those damn whiskey drinking liberals? Like, it's just got a much harsher edge to it
than bedwetting. Yeah.
And a guy like Harry Reid needs to look at himself seriously in the mirror and say, Harry, you are a liberal weenie. Nobody connects with you.
They're too pompous, and they think that this is what everybody wants. And whether you want it or not, we know better. You do want it. Regardless. Oh, the Tea Party people, they're just a few kooks. Oh, this one and that one. And the people that are bitching about tax and spend, oh, they're assholes. We know better. And you know what? They don't. And it's going to cost them a lot in November.
What they need is more guys like Senator Webb. I think I have that right.
Yeah,
the guy from
Jim Webb.
For Virginia. Like when he gave the response to the State of the Union or some address when Bush was there, that's the type of thing that have conservatives going, oh God, we don't want to see that guy in their team, because he's a guy people can relate to,
like a regular, right?
Like a regular tough guy, Secretary of the Navy, written some novels, which made me partial to him. Because I failed with a few of my own, and I just think, if you had like a redneck coalition going around, like a bull rider and a race car driver, maybe a comedian.
No, I thought Obama should have picked Webb for his vice president.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
but I think that's the future. I believe that's the future of the party, or possibly, throw 5 or 6 independents into the mix and you erase this partisan gridlock. That's what it is. Gridlock.
It really is, because no one is voting against their party these days.
No,
it is all locked up, and I don't know though. Independent just doesn't. People are so Coke and Pepsi. They don't give RC Cola a chance.
I agree with that. That's why up until a couple of years ago, I was considering a congressional run. And I was going to just walk out there and say, my name is Mick Foley, my best friend's a porn star, and I'm running for Congress.
Nice. Well, some states you can win. And with that platform,
I don't see a wrestler getting elected to any type of a public.
Oops. Right.
You see Jesse Ventura?
Let me tell you something. Thermite paint took down the towers. It was thermite paint. There were crews in there months before it came down. You fucking lunatic!
Wait, that's right. You guys, he walked out.
Jimmy kicked his ass. But then, Jimmy Norton beat him up.
But then you say something like, "But they couldn't have been crews of that massive size in the towers. People would have noticed." People did notice.
They did.
Oh.
Did you serve? Then I don't want to hear from you. I was a Navy
SEAL. I served eggs to fucking 19 hijackers, you idiot. Shut up. I don't care if you come on the show to promote your book. Get the fuck.
We got to get him back on there.
If you walk off, you guys have reached a status to where if there's a public blow up, it's good for somebody's career, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're thinking about it?
Just
thinking about
it?
It would seem too contrived now, but next time I come on.
Not if you beat up Sam.
Next time I come on. I want to be on Sam's show. Sam does a radio show for free.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Sam does. I know he does.
Have you heard it? He shouldn't get paid for it.
Hey, there, Mick, Patrice O'Neal's on Wendy Williams right now.
That's the guy from Kenan and Kel.
I'm confused like Mick. I can't tell black guys apart.
Speaking
of Obama, the one thing I want to
the baby's father.
The one thing I want to ask you about Obama, does he sound like The Rock or not?
He does sound like The Rock.
Oh,
like
when
a
The Rock is
down
soft-spoken rock. Yeah.
I like how he changes just a little bit depending on what part of the country he's in. which I think is a good thing. Can I tell you? I'm going to tell you one cool Obama story I've got, and it involves me dropping all the bad words all at once. Okay,
is it his concession speech in the next election? Because that would be a real cool story.
And I've told this a couple times, so I'll probably go to it again. But I went up there and campaigned during the primary with him and Hillary Clinton in Scranton, which was Hillary country, because that was like an ugly primary, Yeah. And I just wanted to go out there. I wanted to do my part. I wanted to do it under the radar because I didn't want the guy losing because of me. I mean, what's the guy? The martial artist who was campaigning. The guy who counted to infinity twice, Chuck Norris.
Oh, right.
Chuck Norris. Wait, he counted to infinity?
Twice. Twice. Yeah.
Twice.
What is that? What is that?
Don't you know the Chuck Norris bit? Oh, where have you been? My God, Jimmy. He's like, he counted to infinity twice. Did he really? Literal Jim.
All right, before I tell you this, I'm going to tell you the number to call if somebody's interested in this fundraiser for Haiti.
Very good.
Yes.
908-670-0012. But I thought if Chuck Norris is getting flack, or if Huckabee's getting flack for having a reputable guy like Chuck Norris, certainly I don't want to mess up a candidate's chances just by campaigning for him.
Just by being, attached to the...
I don't want that on the news. Wow, he's got a wrestler in his corner. So I said, just put me door to door, signing people up, worst, poorest parts, lowest socioeconomic parts of Scranton. Turns out there's some pretty rough places in Scranton.
You figure they'd know you there?
You know what? The WWE and TNA can conduct all the polls they want, but my history shows me that the tougher the neighborhood gets, the more well-known and well-liked I am.
Oh,
so
really?
That's just my personal history.
Mick Foley.
So every home, it seemed like, was excited to see me, and then this door opens up about the 15th house, and the girl looks at me, and she goes, "You the nigger that got thrown off the motherfucking cell."
And she was white.
I just look like, one of those Dickens carolers, I just had no idea how to react to that. And I finally just said, I've never been called that before.
I'm offended. But yes, I was thrown off the cell.
You must be thinking of my friend Patrice.
Patrice playing the piano. Yeah, we're all looking at each other like what?
So, did you meet Obama?
No. I mean, I want to make sure I was as far away for his own sake as possible. I wouldn't want to, maybe next time I'll actually campaign for someone with the attempt of sabotaging.
Oh, really?
Coming out with some embarrassing personal revelation, and I'll announce it on air here,
That is a great idea, just to be a scumbag and announce that you're backing somebody and have them go, "Oh, Christ, this guy." I don't think you have enough, baggage, though. You're a likable guy. You haven't really, done anything that's scandalous.
That you know about.
Now, that we know about. Who's that fucking guy that beat up
Roman Polanski?
I'm sorry. What's his name? That old bastard that beat up fucking Hedda Nussbaum.
Joel Steinberg.
Yeah. There's a guy who should just stump for somebody.
What you should be saying is, and who's that pest that bothered Joel Steinberg?
Right. Who is that lippy woman?
That's right. Who gave Joel cold potatoes after a hard day of lawyering?
That could be the new wave in negative campaigning. You just come out with a positive commercial for the candidate you are voting against with the biggest cast of scumbags.
And why they're backing him, and it's for reasons all their own self-interest.
It's really brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant. Speaking of wife beating, Corey in Charlotte, not necessarily a wife beating, obviously. Corey, what do you got?
Girl name?
This is exclusive.
Girl name.
I'm breaking news exclusive with Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
It's Ric Flair. Nick, I don't know if you have a comment or can talk about it, but he got caught last night. His wife beat him up.
Oh, wait, Ric Flair's wife beat him up?
Yeah, his wife was it an actual beat up, or was there
It was role playing. Same thing my wife and I do all the time, except it got a little out of hand.
Out of hand? No safe word?
And no
which one of you pretends to be Ric Flair?
That's what happens when the safe word is harder.
I heard about that. It's just so bizarre. Rick has been really happy in the TNA. You'd hope it's so much better that it's the wife hitting him.
Oh, of course, yeah. You don't want him
and Tommy's going to blow up your new idea, unfortunately. Tommy in New Mexico. Tommy?
Yeah, hey, Mick Foley, there's only one problem with your little theory. Al-Qaeda backs fucking Obama, and he still won. So what the fuck you talking about, man?
Yeah, Al-Qaeda did back Obama during
That's
the election.
true. Bin Laden stumped for him.
Because they wanted him to lose.
Well,
that's why you do it. It's the negative.
So it worked.
Negative. Yeah, exactly. No, it did not work. Yeah. Listen,
wait,
this is
did it
what
work?
everything can be drawn back.
Oh, so then your idea sucks.
No, it did.
What?
It didn't work for Al-Qaeda.
It did not work for Al-Qaeda. They were foiled. The negative was foiled.
They didn't want Obama. That's why they campaigned.
Why do you think they didn't want Obama?
Yeah.
He's much softer on terrorism.
No, but everything comes back to wrestling, all right? If you're advertising for terrorists, you have such a much better, like George Bush on the marquee was such a much better draw because he was so much easier to dislike and rally against.
He's more of a heel over there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Obama's the baby face.
Also, Al-Qaeda doesn't have the pull of a Mick Foley.
No.
I mean, come on. It's not the same thing.
How do you feel about all the wrestling fans in the Middle East?
I think it's cool, man.
A documentary where they were trying to find.
Yeah, they were.
And I like Morgan, but he got to the point where he was ready to go into the into the mountains in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
and then he goes, "Well, this is the farthest we go on our little trip."
Who's Morgan there?
Morgan did a documentary on where the hell is Osama bin Laden. And it was a pretty good documentary, but then it got to a point where, well, he's up there.
And they wouldn't follow him
And that's pretty much where the film ended. He had some weird excuse why he couldn't go any further.
They would run into people who are wrestling fans.
They would go into these, quote, houses. Yeah. And they had wrestling on.
Yeah,
and they were wearing, like, Mick Foley shirts and WWE shirts.
Well, the guys who first, before things took a turn for the worse, in Iraq, initially when the guys went in, they were well received for a week or so. And guys who had been there said it was amazing because kids were running up to the soldiers trying to tell them what they knew about American culture. And they'd be like, Madonna, WWE. Like, no joke. This was the type of stuff that they knew and liked. And it's amazing. Like, if I walk past, go down the international departures in JFK, you'll see, country by country, you can see where the show is popular. South America's huge, They were like,
are you well known in, like, Rio? Brazil?
Brazil, is huge. A bunch of the Middle Eastern countries, but I was in Africa, West Africa, about 15 months ago, visiting the little guy I sponsor over there, and not a soul knew who I was. I mean, I was on a ferry.
You visit the little guy?
I visited the little guy.
You just don't, you do more than write a check?
I do, man.
And get a little letter and a picture?
I do.
Do you write, or do you have like a webcam thing?
I do know. I do. I have 7 kids I sponsor.
Jesus,
the only one I don't write to is Madhu Sanka in Sri Lanka because his mother does all the writing, even though he's 15. And every once in a while, I'll be like, nice to hear from you. I would really prefer to get a letter from you, Madhu Sanka. And then every month they just tell me that my sponsorship coconut tree is getting big. It's like a boring letter.
Then get rid of him and get another kid that appreciates you.
Do you believe it, Mick? Like, is it like 10 people sponsoring the same kid, or?
No, you know what? There is always a question about what about the people who don't get sponsors? Like, do the kids, do they have no support system? The deal is the money you send goes into the project in general. The town, the little village for clean water.
Yeah, it doesn't go right into his pocket.
No.
He's got fucking 85 cents every day going there.
You can. Like, I write the little guy, I write all my kids an extra check for Christmas, birthday, so that they can, like, kind of build a future. And, for example, the girl in the Philippines who's been, I've been sponsoring for, 13 years. She's about to turn 18, so I won't be able to sponsor her. She was going, how do you twist something like this in an obscene way?
Easy. Very easy.
Yeah.
You should know better, though, Mick.
But she was,
I can.
her family didn't have the money to send her to her nursing school. Was dwindling, and so I made the thing that it's like $700 a year, and I've got that kind of cash.
Yeah,
so
you got that.
So I'm taking care of that. So I try to reach out.
Look at that.
Try to reach out.
Mick Foley, nice guy.
But why did you visit the one guy? Well, you went to West Africa, so you have a special relationship with that kid.
I visited 4 of the 7 kids. I visited the girl in the Philippines, visited 2 of the kids in Mexico, the little boy in Sierra Leone. The only place I'm not going is Sri Lanka because Madhu Sanka won't write letters to me.
Do you stay in a Ritz-Carlton while they're in their little straw hut?
No.
Room service, please.
We were in a city
My eggs are running.
I'll come see you after I have my morning massage.
We only had electricity in the hotel 10 hours a day. And so you'd kind of get back at 3 or 4 in the afternoon. You'd wait until 8 until that electricity kicked on.
And get your jerk on from the computer. Hope it doesn't cheat her.
Wait, what hotels were you staying at?
You know, it didn't
Come on,
have,
battery.
I'll tell you what, it was on a level with the Comfort Inn I stayed in last night about 8 blocks from here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, it was okay.
You don't stay in 4-star hotels?
There's nice hotels.
There are no 4-star. Maybe in Freetown, the capital, but where I was a city called McKinney. It was a real, desolate, there's just one road. And I wrote about this in the upcoming book, and I'm like, I visited our troops out in the Kuwaiti desert, and the Humvee had to keep going off-road because Saddam had built the roads, and on principle, they wouldn't rebuild something that he had built.
Are you kidding me?
And so through the bombing and through deterioration, it was just, it was a mess. And I thought that was the worst road I'd ever been on until I went to Sierra Leone, and then that road began to look like the Autobahn.
So you visited him. What did you do when you got there? Did he recognize you?
Yeah, man. It was a huge. You guys really interested in that?
Yes, it's different. Come on.
Like I said, I'd been on this.
We're talking to a guy that has a heart. We want to know what it's like.
Yeah, what is that like?
What's it like to help somebody?
Yeah, not just be a self-centered prick.
How does it feel to make a difference in somebody's life?
I'm about to tell you.
Cool.
I'd been over on the ferry from the Freetown airport area to Freetown, the city, and then we were going to, drive several hours to this, little area called Bombali. And not one person on the airplane or the ferry knew who I was, but when we got to this little back road in Bombali, I heard a little kid say, "Mick Foley." And I turned to the lady from the fund. This is Child Fund International, used to be Christian Children's Fund.
Little son of a bitch shot me in the ass.
I said, that kid just say my name? She was, I think so. And then about a couple hundred yards ahead, there are 2 kids. Mick Foley. I was like, this is like Twilight Zone, or Punked Ashton Does Africa or something. And then we were driving over this little tiny bridge, and there's kids on both sides of the road, and they're singing this, "Welcome, welcome, Mick Foley." At the time, I didn't know it's like a tradition, and you could just throw any name into the welcome song.
Oh, okay.
But it seemed like they'd made it up just for me. And even when we got to this big reception, and they had, hundreds of people dancing and doing these
all for you?
productions.
Or there was a bunch of you?
Well, I didn't know it was for me until they brought this one kid out. He goes, "Today we celebrate the friendship of 2 individuals." I'm like, oh, that's cool. 2 individuals who until today knew each other only through letters. And I turned to the girl and I was like, is this for me? And it was just like a huge deal. And they said they hadn't had a visit from a sponsor in 17 years.
Shit.
And
you're the first one to show up. They didn't know what to do. All right, let's create this welcome song. Get all these kids in here.
They basically bankrupted the village to pay for your little party.
Yeah. All your money went to your party.
No. And his first class airfare, they had to fly him in.
Well, usually
his appearance fee,
the catering.
Usually there's only electricity for 5 hours, but for Mr. Foley, we made 10 hours.
Generators are smoking.
Yeah. There was no electricity. He was just some kid in the back moving a wheel with his hands. Mick.
Mick, you're a scumbag.
So you were the first sponsor in 17 years?
Yeah. And what I'd done is I'd helped fund some little schools over there. And so they had nothing. They were learning underneath a tree. In the Civil War, they had from, I think, 91 through 2001, like 2/3 of the basic schools had been destroyed. So I'm rebuilding. It's my country.
You're making
Don't try to edge in on my place.
So wait, Mick, who went? Just you and the lady? There was no security?
No, and I guess the guy, there was a man and a woman from the fund, and I didn't realize till later he'd been all over doing study tours, but where they actually will stay in some decent places. I guess he was kind of fearful, I mean, it was kind of a untamed. I mean, just like a wild atmosphere, you know.
Mankind. Come on, what the hell's going to happen to you?
I thought it was great. I mean, honestly, I loved it.
What happened when you were there?
Presidential election was taking place while we were there. And so that was a cool thing. It was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then, you know, people were in tears. Now everybody's in tears over.
Jesus, right? Yeah.
No, but you walk into the village and you realize it's for you. So what's the ceremony? You two meet in front of all these people?
Yeah. Then you had me go out and try to pick him out of a group of 10, you know, and then when I did,
hell kind of a line.
I think we've seen that you're not really good at that.
I know. And then a couple weeks later, they have the kids doing that to him in a lineup.
But I think
that's the piano player.
It's me, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to bring up some pictures where I can show you one of the schools.
Hey,
or something.
look, I don't want to see him, and don't transport him, and don't put him through the postal system.
All right, so you're trying to pick him out of a group?
And when I did, you know, there was like a huge, you know, from the 300 or so people who were there, just a huge response. It was a big deal. And at the end of my stay there.
How long were you there for?
I was there for a week.
You did a week?
Yeah,
A week?
I did a week.
Wow. What'd you do for a week with the little...
Damn, that's a long time.
You know, they had, like
female circumcisions.
I thought, you know.
Hey, Mick, can you drive this truck to the Rebel Village? It's got gas cans in the back.
At the end of the thing, the village chieftain, I have to tell you, you know, you'd be at these ceremonies, they'd be handing you like a live chicken as part of the live chicken. And the one village chieftain comes up, and I said to the woman next to me, I said, he's wearing a 50-cent T-shirt. You know, so handed me the chicken, the 50-cent. It was wild, but I mean, it was such a warm place. Honestly, I don't mean to kill off your show here.
No, this is
you usually only see like the tragedy.
Were they wearing Super Bowl champion Patriots shirts?
A lot of them, honestly.
Yeah. So wait, you get there? How much time do you spend a day with the kid?
Love those.
The kid, aside from just the meeting, in the past when I'd met the kids, you know, the meetings might be kind of brief, but in this case, the kid went every.
Time you turn us down.
He never shows.
I'm shy.
You're a baby.
I'm shy these days.
I'm going to start TiVoing Red Eye.
Well, you know what it is anyway? He'd sit there. It's like talking to a wall.
Started with the wall, we end with
Bring
the
it
wall.
all back.
Yeah. And you know, walls don't say a lot.
What's that, Chip?
What?
All right, let's get out of here. Ron and Fez time. We're into Ron and Fez time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.